All right, preparing the live stream. I think we're gonna be live here any second. I
says
think we are.
says the content is being sent to one or
Yeah,
more.
the content is being sent to the satellites. It's all right. It is weekly Alaboom, in the year of our Lord. No, 2nd of July, in the year of our Lord, 2025. Weekly Alaboom is the longest running weekly video cast on YouTube, and and I don't know if that means anything, but I'll keep doing this until they plant me in the ground, so I can hold that record forever. Anyway, nobody else is here, but I got they'll be here eventually. But I got Andy here. I got grievances to share. I got two sets of initials that we can roll with. Um, I don't know. I think we're going to talk about Gen Con, talk about conventions.
Here eventually. But
We
I
do
got
got the big Gen Con preview that we do every year. That's a fun one for you to show up for, and Andy. That we go through all of the games that are being released at Gen Con, and we tend to we try to get through all of them in a single evening. We usually have to start right away, and then we definitely lose steam. And if your board game publisher is in the like queues or later, you end up like not nearly the in-depth, like, yeah, this game looks horrible. That game looks horrible. Moving on, moving on. But yeah, how do you have a crown number? What is that crown number one, crown number two? What is that? What is up with the crowns? What
Pop
is up with
fans. It's there's some EXP thing. Kabuki Kid has 75 EXP. I have 25 somehow. Uh,
what is up with the crowns?
Thanks for
That's
the fans out in the community. Top three get special badges in live chat. Resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to click XP. Here's how. Send live chat messages and super chats and super stickers. So the more you chat, the more XP you get.
okay. Well, neat.
And
That's
thus,
weird.
thus my
Where's my crown? Or I don't get crowns because I should enable one of those super chat things and allow people to like give me a penny or something like that, and then that'll highlight their question.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I don't even know how that works. I get emails about it all the time saying, "Do you want to enable super chats or whatever?" And what I hate about those things is like, it's like you hear about those things on Twitch too. They're like, "Oh, we just gave that guy 70 subs or something." And I'm like, "What does that even mean?" And like, "Oh, you gave him subscribers?" But no, it's like money or something. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I
Subscribers, you're gifting subscriptions. So you
I don't get how do you gift a subscription? How do you like subscribe somebody else to your thing?
you in the interface there's a place to gift subscriptions and at least on Twitch. I'm not sure exactly how it is on
But what
YouTube.
does that do? I mean, can't I just go to somebody's Twitch stream and just subscribe to them, or do I have to be
You can
gifted?
No, you could subscribe just yourself if you want, but it's a way to show support that is not just like here's dollars. It's here's subscriptions for other people. And arguably
But
it's
that
better.
doesn't make any sense. How do I give somebody a
Uh,
subscription to if
you,
that's for somebody else? I don't
so,
understand how that
so
works.
usually it's a random subscription. You gift, say you gifted 10 subscriptions, whatever their backend algorithm would be like, okay, these 10 random people who have been here now or before get a subscription. Usually it skews towards people who are currently in the chat if possible, and then only starts going into prior people if
So it forces somebody to be a subscriber for to somebody.
well, it gives them a paid a premium subscription. It's not a oh, so I see what you're saying. It is not a subscription in the sense of I would like to see more of this. It is a subscription as in it's the premium thing of it. It doesn't like obligate you to look at their content or anything. It's just
I don't understand it at all.
It,
That sounds like Looney Tunes world to me. But what do I know? I mean, yeah, that just sounds dumb. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm gonna give you subscriptions to my channel.
well,
Cool.
it's a thing that has value, right? Like, and especially on Twitch, it gives you access to extra emotes and things like that, and sometimes
Oh,
channels
an
will.
extra emote.
Sure, but sometimes channels will be in, subscriber only chat mode and things of that nature. So it's not a complete blank. And importantly, the person who is to whom it is being subscribed is getting money from that, right? Because it is a paid subscription. Um, so so it is a way to support both monetarily and also by helping their engagement by encouraging others to frequent the channel just because they have the premium perks while they're subscribed.
Yeah, I don't get it. And um yeah, whatever.
I'll we'll have a lesson sometimes, and I'll show you the internet where where people interact.
Oh, the internet. Teach me more. Hey, Scott.
Hey, yeah, I just boosted the Board Game Geek Discord server to give us a custom tag. People can put it on their profile. I'm not
Hmm.
sure if anybody has yet. I haven't seen any yet,
Um,
but I've got one.
Well, good for you and good for you.
Okay.
Andy has a number is number two crown. Scott, you're not even a crown. You don't even get you got nothing.
What's a crown?
I don't know. Look at the chat. Like there's always people with, like Kabuki Kid's number one crown, Andy's number two crown. You're nothing.
uh,
You're nothing.
apparently in YouTube chat, the more you chat in a given stream, well, the more you chat and donate and so forth in a given stream, the more experience you earn. And if you're in the top three for chatting, you'll get
So they're basically
total.
stealing Twitch things.
Sure, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the way to
I
do
mean,
it.
I guess that's standard. That's
Yeah,
stealing.
like if you said, "Hey Andy, uh, I need you to make a chat for a big streaming service," my first stop is Twitch, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm yeah.
Twitch has figured it out.
All all
I don't see the
hail.
crowns on you guys, but
Look at Kabuki Kid. Do you not see the purple number one crown
Yeah.
thingy?
nope.
All hail Kabuki Kid,
I s-
crown number one.
nope. I only see a wrench.
Are you on like like
I'm on
an
my phone.
oh, okay.
Is it only on
Uh,
phone?
I
It's
don't
not on
know.
phone?
I'm
I
I'm
don't
I'm in
know.
my browser, so I'm not sure.
Let me see if my app is updated, up to date.
Always blaming it on his apps or something anyway.
Yep. Yep, got updated.
Uh,
Well, I'm just gonna say that I don't like it, and I'm old and I'm grouchy.
yeah.
It's
So
not made
yeah.
for you.
No, I know, but I can still I wish to express my concern and distaste to
Hang on.
uh to this process and how it works.
I'm
I
I'm grinding EXP. Sorry.
yes. You continue grinding. My concern and distaste.
Still no
I
no no crowns.
Oh, look, I'm number one now with my EXP grinding.
Nothing.
nice. I remember I remember the uh Ultima Online computer game. There was you could get a mortar and pestle, and if you had the right ingredients, you could use them to grind up like the things that you needed to make potions. And it took a moment, and then there was just this thing above you, above your head that said, "You continue grinding. You continue grinding." And I was always like, that's cool. Just grinding up my components here to make a
Trying a new
potion.
drink flavor.
Oh yeah.
Melted
What is
ice
it?
pop.
It needs more sweetness. There's no, it's like no sweetness at all. It's just, it's like the hint of a melted ice pop, but not like maybe it was a melted, like a melted ice pop got put in this thing of water for like a second and they took it out. That's basically what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no calories and no sweeteners in this.
I know I made
Just
this
water.
complaint before, but I despise if you're gonna take if like, oh, should I get this item or this item on Amazon? Oh, let's go to the user ratings, and then you see, oh, okay. I usually like don't go to the 5 stars because they're always the people that are like, it was great, everything about it, best ever. And so I always kind of like go, okay, I'm
You
gonna
got to go
go
to
with
the
it.
3 stars to
Well,
find
you
the real
go to,
truth.
but those are usually like dumb. Like I read I read a 3 star review of something today that said, I normally don't like my drinks too sweet, and this drink wasn't because I usually don't, and usually with artificial sweeteners they end up being too sweet, but this one wasn't. However, I did want it to be more sweet than it was. 3 stars. I was like, it was just like, what? I don't want these things to be too sweet. I mean, it's just like it didn't hit 3 stars. But
Yeah.
no, when you're like going, oh, this person left a 1 star review. 1 star, shipping was late.
Yes. No,
Yeah, if
that
the
is
shipping was late, yeah, like that's invalid.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just like,
They should weed out all of them that say shipping in them or
yeah,
shipped
Yeah.
or damage. Uh
yeah.
yeah.
Piece of junk, arrived damaged, couldn't get a replacement in time.
Yeah.
1 star.
Or couldn't figure out how to install it. 1 star.
Oh, that's another good one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't come with the power cord. 1 star.
Well, I
If you
mean,
don't have like a million power cords,
that depends, right? I mean, it's just like
I
you
guess it
never
depends.
know.
That
Yeah.
there was a on the this is not Amazon, on the Trick or Treat website you can leave reviews for products you bought, and somebody bought minis. I want to say it was the Texas Chainsaw minis, and they just didn't realize what they were buying, and they were like, this is awful, these are too small. uh what are you supposed to do with these things, or something along those lines. It was like clear that they thought they were buying like an action figure or something.
I
uh
see.
because we
Mm,
also sell action figures. um and they were like, what is this
Yeah.
horrible thing? um so yeah.
What are those trays behind you, like in that one cube right behind your head? Like are
um
those white trays? Like what are is that like a sliding thing?
yeah,
I
these
know
are,
exactly what that is. It's for use in an office, and it's each one of them has like
Is
cork
that like
on
a
it.
roller?
You get them at
Oh,
IKEA,
yeah.
and
okay.
I had those. I used to have those when I paint a lot of minis. You put your minis that you're working on those, and so you can just slide them out easy. And because it's on metal, you actually like you turn those things upside down, and then when you put the magnet in the on your mini, they stick on the mini. They stick on the thing. So
That's way too organized.
Andy can't do it because he's got stuff in it. But like if you had minis, you take the thing out, you flip it over the other side, and then the metal side, you just have a mini thing.
Metal plate.
Yeah, I mean it's just so like, yeah, you put the magnet on your, there you go. See, if you want to get into the world of painting minis, Andy, you can absolutely. And then like people that host, like you can have your whole army, like your grunts could go in there. Yeah, IKEA. It's a good little item.
Yeah, I wanted something where you could.
I have those sliding drawers. Like it's like a cube that you pull out,
Mhm.
with like a like you just fill it up with junk.
Yeah,
It's way too it's very unorganized.
I've got I've got that also, right?
Yeah, those things.
But you can't, like, you have to
Yeah.
go through this. Whereas
Harry
the,
Potter code names? I didn't even know they did that.
it's actually very different. I got this. I did not pay for this. I got this at a convention for some reason. I think they were
That
next.
was like a giveaway or something.
No, I think they were next to us, and they
Oh,
were
you did
giving
that.
it.
Well, you should probably burn that because J.K. Rowling is a horrible human being.
That is true. But I didn't pay for it, so I don't feel bad. This is it's co-op. It is very different.
Oh,
And,
it's a
and I
co-op version?
yeah, I didn't realize that until we
Oh,
but like we sat down to play and we are just like, okay, we'll do this thing. And I was
could you
like,
play it
this is
competitively?
this is something, these components are different. What are these different components
Wow.
for?
It's
Oh,
not the it's not the what's the other code names? Code names with the green box. I'll find it. It's a co-op version.
I mean, I suspect it. I can't imagine that they built
Code
a whole
names
bunch of.
duet.
It is not. It,
It's not a
it
duet.
it is not specifically duet. No.
Oh,
It
how did I
is
not see
two.
this?
It is two or more players. Um.
Curious about that now. How does
Yeah.
it play co-op?
Uh.
It must have the duet. No, maybe not. Could be
You're
something else.
they're giving you clues. Yeah, I mean, it's still code names. I can't remember what the specifics were. There were. Oh.
By the way, you can't really buy it right now.
Yeah.
Not that I was going to buy it, but I just want to see how much it costs.
Um.
Hmm.
I can send you mine.
No, it's okay. I got too many games here.
Um.
Actually, I had to take some games over to the building today.
Yeah, I was supposed to get a call back from somebody that's in this
Oh yeah,
podcast
I
today,
thought
and
I'm
then
sorry. I forgot.
you're fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just.
You know how things go.
I would rather I just have the option to just give you the
Yeah, I felt like
business.
if I called you back, you wouldn't have anything to be
Yeah,
aggrieved about.
yeah. I would rather just have the option to give you the business for a little bit, and then move on with my life. Um, I go. I mean, not often, but I go to um thrift stores uh a fair amount, not a ton, but a fair amount. And I always head over to their toy and game section just on the off chance, like the million to one shot that you'll go there and there'll be like something there, that like, that's something that I'd care about that uh you know that but it's like, rare or whatever. Um and there's never anything. It's always just mass market garbage, that's just there. Um,
Garbage.
the other day I went, there was uh shrink wrap removed, but otherwise completely um love letter, the one with the magnetic box, like perfect condition.
Yeah.
A secret Hitler in perfect condition, a Lords of Waterdeep that had the shrink wrap removed, but everything inside was unpunched. And
Wow.
then they had a copy of Pandemic in shrink wrap. $2 each. I
Sounds
was
good.
just like,
You didn't buy anything?
oh no, I bought them. Even though and just
Yeah.
I threw them in the storage unit, and I was like, next time I take games to sell for $10 a piece, I'll make $8 a piece on these.
That's right.
Yeah. Here, hang on, let me show you something.
But I never find anything at
That's
anything
a good
ever.
find. Yeah,
But
that's
I mean,
really
that's
safe.
literally like somebody dropped those off, and then it was,
First time I went thrifting as a board gamer, I found a copy of Rail Baron and the
nice,
Fireball Island. And I'm like, this is
nice.
easy.
Yeah,
And then I never found anything ever again. Yeah,
yeah.
I basically stopped going after, like a couple years in.
Well,
Uh,
you won the lottery like the
Yeah, I
first
got
the
the
first
lottery on the
time.
first try, and then I done.
uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the Fireball Island, I was like, oh my God, what is this? I'm like, it is the Fireball. I think it was missing like one card. Not a big deal.
um
no.
So these are not from thrifting, these are from estate sales. But this is this weekend. This is actually a school that had closed down, and they had
Oh,
2 copies of this. We already have one, but when it's effectively doesn't cost anything, that's pretty good.
yeah.
And this guy was not at the school. This is at somebody at a house estate sale, and this was
The acquire
it,
everybody
it
had in
says
the
$4. We
70s.
actually got it for half off because Sunday was the second day of
The
the
fact that it was
sale.
still there on Sunday, and thankfully they put painter's tape on there. You should be able to remove that
Yeah,
without
Yeah.
damaging it.
yeah, yeah. And so this is complete. One of the Galaxy truckers is complete. The other one is missing two $10 tiles, and that's all.
Throw it away.
So
The the
my
new
buddy,
Galaxy Trucker, I don't like the art as much, but it's actually a better version. They definitely Vlada went in and smoothed it out. So if
Oh yeah.
yeah, and it doesn't take forever to resolve the stuff that happens or whatever. And I'm sorry I interrupted you, Aldi, but I just wanted to stay on topic
okay,
for a brief second and just say, so if you're looking for a
find
good
the OG,
game, I mean, Galaxy Truckers
the
is
OG
like,
Galaxy Trucker is
yeah,
the
I mean,
title.
we've talked about what's a 10 or whatever, and I'll say a 10 is a game where anybody can sit down and have a good time with it, like so that for me that's what it is. But like my nines are games that like if somebody says you want to play this, I'm like hell yeah, I do. That's a 9. And so like Galaxy Trucker is a 9. I love Galaxy Trucker.
Oh, so my buddy Jim Ginn had an estate sale this week, sold his all of his possessions.
Yeah.
And I wrote him and I said, so he posted it on BGG, and I thought maybe he was just posting it because he saw it. It's in Indiana, and one of the admins deleted it because they thought he was spamming. And I'm like, so I wrote to him.
So you went to your admin and say you're fucking fired. Strip them
No,
of the title, said
no,
you're done.
no.
I'll
But I
pass
could
it.
see why they would have done that. It was an estate sale for like all his stuff. Um, Hundreds and hundreds of board games in lots, like thousands of dollars worth of board games. And the bids were all like single dollars. And the only catch is you had to go to Fisher, Indiana to pick it up.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. Okay. So I'm scrolling through it, and there's a Board Game Geek Crocodile board there. And I forgot that I had talked to him about that back in the day. Like he helped me and Dirk recover the podcast of Reiner Knizia. We did this Reiner Knizia live podcast at KublaCon one year in 2005, I think. And I remember recording it at the end of the thing, I didn't stop the recording like because we were using Audacity, and I just closed the laptop. And I think I was recording like the Apple format, which I forget what that was called, had some special format. And so I go open up the file, and it's just nothing. Like it doesn't play. I'm like, oh no, what happened? And I basically put a call out to anybody that could help. Like, what does anybody know what's going on? Jim Ginn took the file and hacked it such that we could recover it. He's like that in depth of a coder. He's editing like the hexadecimal codes. He goes, I kind of figured it out. Like, he was like reverse engineering it. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. And then he asked me if he could make his own Crokinole board using the BGG artwork. And right along when we made the original boards, and he did, and I let him. And he had that board for 20 years. But he's selling all his possessions. And I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Well, we're going to become nomads.
Oh,
We have an
okay.
RV,
That was gonna
selling
be my
our
next
house,
question.
all of our possessions." I'm like, wow.
That is better than the other answer for that question, right?
Well, obviously he answered me, so he was still alive.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, I was wondering, like, well, he posted it, so I knew he posted it, so I knew he was okay. But I was like, what's up with this Crokinole board thing? And he's like, oh yeah, remember this? And I'm like, I did not remember that. Thanks for reminding me. And I did remember that the fact that he saved the episode of the 2-hour podcast at the KublaCon 2005 with Reiner Knizia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
the old
that
Apple audio format, like M4A or something like that, Kabuki.
not that it's the same thing, but I remember like a million years ago when I was on Twitter, and or X now, I guess. I remember I said, you know,
Whatever.
one of these days I gotta get a logo because I didn't have a logo. And then somebody made my old school logo. You can still see it out there in
What's
a
the
few
old school
places.
logo? I don't
It's
remember the old
just it
school
just says
logo.
Undead Viking. It's got like it's
Oh,
white.
I remember it now. It's at the
Yeah.
beginning of your videos too, right? Like
Yeah,
the
my
old.
old videos, you can see it. But then I was like, oh, I should really thank that person who made that for me. And it was like, and I couldn't remember who it was. I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know. Somebody
Yeah.
had sent it to me. And then I was just sitting there and I happened to be sitting down talking about a game pitch. Uh and we were discussing things. This is when I had just started at Gray Fox and there was a game being pitched and I was talking to this person, they're going through it. And then we started just talking about stuff and they talked about when I used to do videos and stuff. And I said, yeah, it's like I have no idea whoever made that. And then that person said, I made that for you. And I was
It
like,
was
no,
me.
I was like, no effing way. I was like, yeah, no, totally. I made it for you because I just really liked your videos. Philip Dewberry.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I know Philip Tiberi. Oh, I know of him. I've never really spoken to him that much, but
yeah, yeah, I know.
you know him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Fun.
he did games
Uh,
at TMG. So,
Yeah.
I think I told you this, but the original Geek logo, I don't know who did it.
oh,
Not the, not the, not that one. I know who did that one. That was one of the artists I worked for at 3D Realms. But the original, the Big Ernie
Well, that was me. You still owe me some money.
wasn't you.
Come on. You're so sure. You know who it is, but you're just so sure it wasn't me.
Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I mean, did
sure.
you know me in the 90s?
Yeah,
No.
maybe.
It was from the 90s.
I'm sure I did, and I'm sure I did it there. So
Yeah.
why
Oh, so I,
why is
was
it
it?
Ernie?
The name of the file was Big Earn.
Oh,
Bigern. Big Earn. That
okay.
was the file name. I didn't make it. So I'm like, it's big, it's Ernie, right? I mean,
Sure.
like, how could it not be?
And now it's
Well, now
Art
we
Deco
moved on.
Earn.
We've moved away from that logo. Yeah.
Uh,
So we're modernized in 2019,
I'm
2018.
I'm
I
glad
I still remember him.
Yeah, I
I'm
know. People still use it in their graphics and stuff when they say we won the Golden Geek Award and that's the Ernie logo. I'm like, uh,
well
well,
I'm just glad that people are past the like freaking out about not
I
liking
know. Like, how crazy is that? I
it's
don't under. I mean, I guess I can understand that some. I,
people are
I
resistant to change. It's hard.
are they? Oh,
You
I
know,
didn't know. Oh, okay.
sometimes.
Hmm.
Um
I
uh,
kind of get that. Yeah, I got that. We,
um so I'm
yeah,
glad that like it's hard to push past that like that initial bump of
speed bump.
we're gonna throw a fit and pretend like it's the end of the world.
Yeah,
Like when you updated the interface for the thing, I'm like, this is so much better. And people are just like
it's
lighting fires to burn you in effigy
yeah. Oh,
for
I know.
doing improving something that people have been asking for improvement for a while. And it's
I know. It's like you can't win.
yeah, yeah. No,
Like the
but it's it's that initial resistance, and because like it's so clearly a better interface for 99.9% of people that you get to you just have to ride over that rough part to get to the other side. Um and it's hard because there are some things where people are gonna complain, and it's like a legitimate complaint, like when when a company is like, hey, we're going to remove this feature from your software and then charge you for it, right? Like that's a legitimate thing to complain about. And but there's a
yeah.
gray area uh between obviously bad and obviously better for the vast majority of people, where sometimes you have to listen to the people, but man, there's no matter what you do, they're going to complain. So you have to figure out whether whether the complaints are legit or not. Oh my.
That's the original.
Oh my.
Yeah, right. Did you ever see that before?
You should wind back the clock. You should be like, all you complainers,
Yeah, we're going
we
back to
hear
this
you.
thing.
We understand your plight. We are going to roll back. Uh
So I gave that art a logo to my art an artist that I when I went to work for 3D Realms. There was a really talented artist named was Paul
Lance Meister.
Richards.
what,
Paul
what-
Richards. And I said, can you just do something with this? And literally the next day he handed me the logo what of the Running Man, basically.
yeah.
Like one day. And I gave him a copy of Settlers.
What a deal.
Dude, this was
Boy.
like 2000. Board Game Geek wasn't anything back in 2000. It's barely a
Oh, Jim, I would be coming after you.
2001 or 2002.
You're like the guy who made the Twitter bird. And you got $7 for your
Yeah,
for your clip art.
So did Running Man lasted like somewhere in the teens number of
like
years?
a 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost 20, not quite 20.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to give a talk at the OP this week.
yeah.
You heard of the OP? You know, the OP, USA Outplay.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
got invited into their Hobby U, which I guess is an internal thing they do where like it's like a one day
Did
a
you
week.
did you did you did you get to give a TED talk or something?
Basically, it was like a TED Talk. I wish I wish it kind of did. I wish it was kind of public because we covered a lot of stuff, like the history of BGG, a lot of things that I thought could have been done better. BGG, you know, a lot of introspection on it, and it was cool.
What's the number one thing that you wish you had done differently?
The game,
Ah,
yeah, the structure of a game page
Yeah.
because merging games together on BGG is really crap. Like, in fact, we just merged to get two games that were they each had a decade of content on them, and they got merged together, and it's super annoying. I'm like, ugh, why did this get merged? You know, like I think it just would have been better to keep them separate. But if there was a concept of a game, like let's say Risk Express and Age of War, which are two identical rule sets, different presentations, right? Risk Express, dice game, Age of War, I
Right.
think it's also a dice game.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got a Risk Express. Yeah.
yeah, it's like to have one level up, but have each one be its own separate entity underneath an entity of a game. Like there's a concept of a game entity.
Uh-huh.
And now there, I would say like 99% of them will be only one game entity, one game. But a good percent of them will have multiple games
Right.
attached to that entity.
They've got
Because,
versions, right? Is that
oh yeah,
not
there's
how
like,
this?
we do have versions, but it doesn't work like the way I want it, the way it should be. It's not a hierarchical thing.
Okay.
You can't like, if I'm on, let's just call Risk Express, I can't just say, show me everything about the version Risk Express, that implementation of that game, right? So you want the abstract, and you want the implementations. That's kind of what needs to happen in a perfect world. I wish I could wave my wand and make that happen. And because then you could basically group them together so that they shared certain types of things, but the picture galleries would be different, the videos would be different, you know, all those things would be different.
Hmm.
hmm. I agree.
That's my major thing I felt we got wrong. And now to go back with 100,000 games and figure out how to do that, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it could be done. It's
Well,
just
don't you just you build what the optimal thing would be, and then you build a thing to
convert.
transpose
Yeah,
into
maybe.
optimal.
Maybe that will happen someday. But then it comes into the problem like, well, what's the ranking of a game that has it? What's of the abstract? Do you rank games in the abstract, or do you rank the implementations? And if so, the same implementations or different implementations get ranked if they're because there maybe one is better than the other. In fact, we have this in reality right now. We have two different versions of Through the Ages.
Mhm.
Like one is ranked higher than the other. Well, one is out of print, but they're there. And War of the Ring Second Edition. You know,
And I mean, you just
there's dozens of games that have like multiple entries.
just choose a methodology and stick
Yeah.
with it and tell people to shove off and they'll be like, it's not pure, it's not perfect. My vision of perfect is this, right? Because you've already got people who are like Bayesian ranking is the devil, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're never gonna you're always gonna have to choose something. And so just, you choose a methodology, and if the methodology is only the top level thing is the thing, or you average the thing from all of them, or something, whatever it is, people
Right.
have to put up with it. Because the reality is you're not, well, I say the reality is you're not doing anything crazy, but when you affect
But
the
if we
top
did that, that would
100,
massively change the top 100.
yes.
There would be dramatic changes. Then
uh
the world would end.
well, maybe the answer is find the methodology that does not
Disrupt.
yeah, do that, and then use that for everything, right? Like be like, oh, okay, if we do this, then the top couple hundred stay the same, or 99.9% the same,
Yeah.
and uh
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to think about that. We want to rewrite those game pages anyway. They're aging as it is,
mhm.
but we got so much to do. It's like painting the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
We get to one end and like I gotta go back and do the rest. Yeah, like and we haven't even finished one pass. Like we still
Oh,
have stuff from like the very original version. Gee,
the
like the very original.
hubris on you, Scott Alden,
Well,
comparing one of the modern technological marvels of the world to your website. Uh,
I think it's a good analogy. The Golden Gate
hmm.
Bridge, right? Isn't that don't they paint it and then when
Kabuki Kid
they're
has
done?
fallen to number 3. Oh my gosh.
And what's crazy is Kabuki is chatting clearly more than anybody else,
Yes.
and
It's
And
it's
and
we're
it's the inherent
what
value of
happened?
the chats
it's
that
it's
that is,
it's got Shellbuster algorithm on it. That's what the
Yeah.
problem
yeah, yeah. Less
Yeah.
is more, Kabuki. Less is more.
I'm trying to get ranked myself. What am I ranked? Anything?
No,
You got
you
you got
don't
I
have a
got
thing.
nothing.
nothing. I
You
got
have to.
nothing.
You got nothing. You're not even on the leaderboard. I don't know
What
why.
the heck? I posted like 5 or 6 things.
You did.
I don't have anything, but I think that's because I'm running it.
I
I don't think I get to have a rating.
I think I'm sure Aldi is because he's on his phone or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody's emoting a bunch to try and boost their score.
that's me.
That's you.
trying to gamify everything.
um yeah, I
You're
suspect it's
still
because
nothing. You
yeah,
can
you're
just
still
open
nothing.
another tab on your
Ugh.
$1,000 computer, and you can just have it on one of the 7 screens you have in your Wayne Manor as you wait for the next dastardly deed to happen on the streets of Gotham.
Um let's hang on. Boop. So this is what it looks like. Can you see the thing? Here. There we go. Can you see the thing?
That's thinking about it.
Now we have, yeah.
Oh yeah, the top fans. How about that? I'm not even on there at all.
Yeah. So
What
so
I
the
don't
heck?
that's
even know how to do this.
so so
And it's my thing. Oh, there's a thing on the top I can click on.
yeah, you click on the thing on the top and it shows you, and I don't know why I have 75 EXP versus and why is my 75
And
EXP
I got nothing.
worth more than Kabuki's. Um
Because they
What
know,
a
and
Scott.
if
what a
They
I
know you're a
rip.
emote,
shill.
I
What a
just
rip.
emoted. Does that give me more? No.
A
Um
place for fans.
and why is my
You'll need to
75?
collect experience points. Send live chat messages, send super chats or super stickers, learn more, or turn this off in the help center. Well, no, I'm gonna leave it on because I want to see dance minions. Da, 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 da,
Hey, I
da,
got
da,
25
da.
XP now.
Da,
Do
da,
you?
da, da, da,
In the
da,
top of
da,
Oh,
my
da, da,
oh,
da.
I'm on the board. Yeah,
Ollie's on the board.
you gotta be on desktop to get this. It was just kind of silly.
Yeah.
Talk like that's gonna lose you some ranks. Just letting you know. I mean, I for one salute our new overlords.
Do you have super chat turned on, Lance? You don't.
No, because that I gotta like set up a thing so people can give me money,
You
and it's
want
just
money?
dumb. I mean, I would do it if it was like a penny. If people could just give me a penny. Yeah, give me a penny. You can ask me a question. Something dumb like that. But I mean, I think super chats have to be like a minimum of like $5 or something stupid.
No, you can do 99 cents, I think.
Even that's dumb. I have tried so hard not to monetize anything of my thing. I would hate to like fall into some trap where it's like, oh, look at that, I got like $7. That's great. I better figure out another way to get more money. Just don't want to be that. I feel like a tool, I guess, by doing that. Now, if like I retired and like this was like what I did, to as like kind of like a living, that kind of thing, then yeah, sure, whatever.
It's a living.
Buy me a Subway, that kind of thing. But yeah,
A
no.
subway, like
Like not a
Sandwich.
train that travels underneath the
$5
ground.
footlong.
by a sandwich.
Yeah, buy a sandwich. I was just talking to a
I think
buddy of
I'm not going to
mine.
go to. I think I've decided I'm not going to Gen Con.
Oh, thanks a lot. I was looking forward to you going, and now you took
I
that
wrecked
dream
it
away
for
from
you.
me as well. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right.
You're amazing.
So disappointing.
I'm glad I saved all those rooms for your team in the hopes that you would
Well,
show
it
up
had
in one
nothing to
of
do with that.
them.
I'm eating my hair.
I've got a room left at the Hyatt. I gotta give it to somebody.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
gotta
you'll
find
find
some.
somebody.
I know. I mean, I absolutely could go on Facebook and just say I have a room at the Hyatt Regency, Tuesday through Sunday,
I think we actually have one too that we're not going to use.
and somebody's gonna be like, yeah, I'll take that goddamn thing.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
just, um, I mean, it's not to like hold it over. I'd rather give it to somebody I know than like some normie, whatever. If that makes any sense. Oh, pardon me.
It's Jaws 50th anniversary pinball announced today.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't look great.
Oh,
It just looks very basic.
you're
Like
such a grouch.
I kind of am. I'm a snob now.
But but
Um,
does but does a shark come up and eat the ball?
It
So
doesn't.
it doesn't, because
No,
that's like step one, right?
you
Like
would think. By
Step
the
two
way,
is
that was a
profit.
major controversy in the pinball world.
yeah.
Does why shark no eat ball was the tagline for many months, if not still.
I mean,
Why shark no eat ball?
see, and
Many memes were made.
that's one of those things where
Exactly. You got to
it's like
think like the shark's got to eat the ball. That's a given for Jaws, right?
it is, right?
If Thing's gonna take the ball in
But
Adam's family,
Now
but
the shark does come out under the boat and you can hit it in the face with the
mm,
ball.
mm,
Is that good enough? But it doesn't
no,
the ball does not go into the mouth at all. It does
no,
not
absolutely
eat
not.
the ball.
No, that is an example of legitimate consumer complaint and not just
No,
uh
and here's the thing about Stern. They don't care. They just do. I mean, here's the thing. They said they tried it and it was not fun.
maybe they did.
You have to respect the designer. Like he knew better. But I don't know if they realized the backlash that was going to come. By the way, this is not the first big backlash on Stern. John Wick has no guns on the playfield,
oh
and they have the crate. There's the crate that he digs up. It opens up, no guns in there
yeah, that sounds like a
because of
license.
licensor.
No, that sounds have I talked about guns and licensing before on this?
But by the way, in the game when you're playing it, millions of guns and tons
Sure,
of shooting.
sure.
No, but what is it?
So
Real
we
guns need licenses.
no
Okay.
licensing for horror games, right?
Yeah.
The amount of times where we've had a licensor be like, we don't think that you should do this thing, which is a predominant aspect
The movie.
the thing. Guns in movie where multiple guns are fired and people are killed and stabbings occur and all sorts of I'm trying not to give away too much,
Sure.
but yeah, like
Let's use the Evil Dead as an example because
yeah,
Evil Dead is a shotgun. It has a chainsaw.
no shotguns, chainsaws okay, gun bad.
Shotgun, no bueno.
uh and we've had ones where somebody was where they were like we had a piece of art where a person was being throttled by the bad thing,
Yeah.
and they were like, we would rather you not
Depict
show
that.
that. And we're like, that's the primary
I
thing
know. Like, what do you?
that
This
they
is the
do in the
licensors
movie.
themselves saying
Yeah.
no.
Well, so it's
Well,
the
that's what
problem.
happened with John Wick. Apparently, they
Yeah.
gave a no go on the guns.
The issue is that with those big licensors, they have so many cooks in the kitchen from so many different departments. They have the marketing people and their lawyers and their brand identity people and blah blah blah. And any one of them can say, "Ah, we would rather not blah blah blah." And it's also one of those things where you can push back against it, but you have to pick your battles. You can't fight every
Right.
fight. And also sometimes I know from experience that uh so a battle that I've fought every time is putting the name of the designer on the front of the game. And you'll see a lot of mass market games in particular don't have a name of a designer on it, and especially licensed games, because the licensors will say we don't want a thing. And I've pushed back every time, I just say, hey, these these are designer games. People look for these designers. It is a selling point. We can take it off if you would like, but it will make the product worse. And every single time I've gotten
That's a
the
good response.
the name on the box. So and the designers don't know this, right? But it was a fight every time. And so that's the kind of thing where it's like you need to know what you can push back against and what is not, like pushing back against the lawyers. You're never going to win, but against brand identity, maybe. And if you actually have a really good, like, this is the market, this is the reason for this, then maybe. But yeah, absolutely 100%. Any one of those people could have said, like, the lawyers could have said no guns, the marketing people could have said no guns because it's hard to market guns. The brand identity people could have, because a lot of times there are people who don't know what they're doing in jobs, and to justify their position they give feedback, right? So if they just green stamped everything and they're like, oh yeah, everything's great, well, well, then why are you here? So they find something to complain about on everything. And so you have to keep an eye out for that too, is figure out
Yeah,
which
it's an interesting part of the world that I don't have any concept of how it works.
yeah. Well, it's personalities. Would you like to play games where it's entirely based on personalities and not logic uh, or anything real? That's the game that you have to play there. So I don't recommend it in
The
general.
Evil Dead pinball machine did get everything that I feel like they probably wanted to get into that game because it's basically, um, what's his name? Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
Who I think Sam Raimi understands how this works and just like, yeah, put it in.
when there are licensors who are definitely better about things. We did House of a Thousand Corpses. And while there's a company that is in between um, Rob
Rob
Zombie
Zombie.
and us, ostensibly, um, the the owner of the company um, is friends with Rob Zombie. And really, what Rob Zombie was like, you have to play the bad guys. That was thing number one.
Stipulated.
That was stipulated. You have to play the bad guys, and then he
Oh wow,
had
look at that.
he had feedback about the character that his wife played, like the way that she
The way
looked.
she looked.
Um, and like he was like this specific outfit for for her
Hmm.
mini.
Next time you talk to Rob Zombie, will you ask him if he remembers sharing a bottle of whiskey with me after a concert at the Fargo Dome, probably like 1995. I worked security for him.
I'm sure he remembers that. But you probably left an impression on him. Like, man, this guy talks a lot.
We
Yeah,
talked
this
for
guy
like we
talks
talked
a
for like
lot.
20 minutes
He might remember.
and took slugs of
You
Jim
never
Beam
know. He might
together.
remember.
So yeah.
Um,
And that was when he was with White Zombie, not when he just basically threw everybody out of his band and
Yeah.
you know.
but yeah,
More human than human. Was that that era?
Yeah,
Or,
Astro Creep 2000. It was the
oh,
Astro
such a
Creep
great
2000.
song.
Yeah, I want more life, fucker. I ain't done.
I played the Rob Zombie pinball game and I didn't think it was that great, fortunately. Oh, you know what? That was not Rob Zombie. It was Alice Cooper.
yeah.
I don't think Rob Zombie has a pinball.
But yeah, Rob Zombie as a
Back.
licensor better than average, in my
That's cool.
opinion.
Yeah, why not? Like, I feel like some people get it, right?
Yeah, well, and yeah, for sure. Some people get it, and also sometimes it's just like sometimes you're dealing with less people, and so yeah, here's the Kickstarter version with the foil
Oh wow, yeah, looks nice.
thing. Um,
How's that game? What is that game about?
it's a co-op game. You're the bad guys. There's a whole bunch of pesky teenagers. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie.
I've not.
A whole bunch of pesky teenagers in your house, and you are going to murder them. Um,
Okay.
and uh, and you've got 4 rounds to increase the blood meter enough. You get you get blood and trophies by killing them, or you get more blood if you grab them and take them to Dr. Satan's pit. And that takes more action and more stuff to do. So you get, and the trophies give you help you do stuff in the future. So and it's very gruesome and has very gory stuff. But it's got a kind of a sliding action selection uh
Okay. If you
uh
take that, it goes
mechanism.
sort of the civilization game mechanism.
Kind of, yeah, like
You know what I'm talking about with the advanced civilization.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And you've got adrenaline cubes that you use to spend on the actions, and so different characters are better at different things and have special abilities and things like that. And so you're running around the board, you're looking for these teenagers in these decks, and when you find one, they'll pop out of the deck and book it towards a random door. There's a system for that, and then you have to try and get them before they get out, because if too many of them escaped, then you lose. There's if you're playing on the hard mode, there's the sheriff is wandering around the house, and he makes things much more difficult because you can't do anything besides move when he's in your space, and he'll auto rescue any people who are that he passes across and things like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, it's
Has that movie got a happy ending or a sad ending?
It's a romance.
Hey, Chad.
Does everybody die or is it
No, everybody does not die. There are 2 sequels.
okay? Well, I'll have to watch it.
Uh,
Is Fish Boy in it?
in the
Fish
game,
Boy.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, there is one of the teenager cards is that character, and then
Yeah.
also there's I think there's a reference to the Fish Boy part itself.
Nice.
Fish Boy is Dwight from The Office.
Ah, the
And
actor
yes,
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
Was he
And
young? I guess he was pretty young.
yep. And uh, and something not awesome happens to him in the movie, and he is on. They have spliced his lower torso with that of a large fish to make him into a merman. He is not alive at that point, and
Oh,
uh,
weird.
so that's the kind of thing. It is a very like gritty, like you.
Yeah, that's
you
horrific.
um but there, let me see if I can find the card, and I'll show you the thing. During the Kickstarter for this, the one of the actors' spouses issued a DMC thing because they said that they had the rights to
MCA.
to the likeness of the actress, and they did not. Spoiler. But we did get our campaign shut down for 2 days while we
Had to
were like,
hustle it.
here's our contracts, here's our lawyer, here's our okay.
Wow.
So yeah, because I mean, so
Yeah.
the majority of the company is licensed products, and so they dot their I's and cross their T's for
What's
things.
the name of that character? Bill something.
Bill Hudley.
Bill Hudley.
Walton Goggins was in it also.
What? Look at that. He was a cop.
He was one of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
He
he's
plays
sheriff's
it.
deputy.
he is the deputy. Yeah.
I gotta watch that. What is it? Unforgiven? Not Unforgiven.
Justify.
Justified.
Justified is very good. If you
Yeah, I like Walter Goggins.
Yeah, he and Timothy
Walton
Oliphant.
Goggins.
Walton, yeah. They carry it with their dialogue. I say they carry it like the writers carry it, but they carry the writing really well. And that's the cool thing about
I
it.
thought he was just so good on White Lotus.
Uh,
Season 3. I don't know if anybody watches White Lotus.
yep,
They
yep.
did an architectural digest of Walton Goggins' house up in upstate New York.
It's amazing.
And in it is Timothy Oliphant gave him the hat that he wore through the show.
Oh, okay. There was something else he got too. Wasn't
Raylan's
it?
hat. Raylan's hat.
Shotgun or something. Was it a
Maybe.
gun? There was some kind
There
of.
was a gun because the house used to be like an old hunting lodge.
Yeah, that's a fun architectural digest.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good architectural digests out there with people's houses.
Yeah, Liv Tyler doing hers was actually pretty cool too.
She went and got her sword and everything.
Yeah, just had it in the attic. It's like,
And they had to climb in the attic to get it.
We're in the
in my
freaking
attic.
attic, and here's a sword I used in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share another couple of card pictures here. These are a couple of the trophies.
Oh God, that's gross.
Yeah. So
What is that one on the right? Or
so this is severed foot.
I see that.
This
like Mom's
is scalp.
Oh, gross.
There's
Do you put stuff together? Can
those
you
are
build
those
stuff?
are mild. No, these are bits if you kill somebody rather than dragging them to Dr. Satan, you get a little bit of blood and you get trophies, and the trophies give you little one-time use abilities to make doing other stuff easier. So you're not putting them together. This is what you have taken off of somebody.
Matt Paquette, where are you? You're in the chat.
How many points does he have? Oh, man, Chad Roberts has got 75 XP now.
What is that?
We're
I
gonna
jumped on
level
it
up.
as like number one.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to activate super chats, I think. 5 cents. 5 cents to give me he move up the ladder.
Yeah, I got 50 XP now. Hey, I'm number one.
You're not.
Well, when I look at it, it's number one.
Close.
I see it. All the shows is number one on my screen.
Right.
I think it's whoever most recently got
Correct.
to 75 XP.
Well, according to me, it's Andy.
Hey, there's the crown.
What the hell? I gotta knock you back off your perch, I think. This is a bunch of garbage. Aldi Prime, 75. No, this is dumb.
How many?
Come on, Kip. Knock him off his horse. He's feeling too satisfied over there.
Oh, so this is like participation in the chat.
Yeah.
But only on the desktop. Phone doesn't give you shit.
Oh. So just load you a script enjoying the stream.
Yeah, it's so
enjoying
dumb.
the stream.
Yeah.
Enjoying the stream.
Yeah.
No idea.
Anybody got plans for the 4th of July?
I'm heading to the lake tomorrow.
Gonna take the boat out and get some fishing?
I don't have a boat. My
Oh.
neighbor has a boat that I can use though. Our boat uh was destroyed a few years back and we never bought another one. It's one of those things we're looking for one right now. We're trying to track one down.
There's Matt.
There's Matthew. Anyway, now we got
Matthew.
enough. It's time for initials, babies. I got 2 sets, so
Hey, you know what I got delivered today?
you finally got your balls.
My copy of Bat Flip Dynasty.
Oh,
Bat
very
flip.
nice.
Yeah, I got that too.
Hopefully that guy remembers to send me one.
I paid for mine.
Me too.
I fucking did a video for it, so there.
Lance paid with sweat.
So you should pay him then.
What's Backflip Dynasty?
Scott Demers,
Bat Flip. BAT.
game.
Oh, Batflip,
Bat baseball.
like bad manners after you hit the ball, kind of Batflip. Yeah.
Although it's taken on a whole new meaning now with those guys that do those acrobatics with the bats, eh?
Man, how big are those guys?
Like the Savannah
The dude
Bananas.
sweet.
Those are some of the guys that do it, but there's some guys that do these amazing like friggin' baton routines with their bats.
There was a 40 for 40, 40 for 40. What is that show called? 20 for 20, something like that. You know that show, the ESPN show?
Nope.
You know it? You don't know it? 40 for 40. I don't know. But about Dude Sweet. They're from Texas. They're from Dallas. They live
But like Dude Perfect, is it kind of similar?
Dude Perfect, not Dude Sweet. Yeah, Dude Perfect.
Dude Sweet is those 2 guys with tattoos on their
Yeah,
back.
Dude Sweet. What does mine say?
Dude
Dude Sweet.
Sweet.
What does mine say? Dude Sweet. What does mine say? Dude Sweet.
What movie was that?
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's my
Dude,
car?
Where's my
Yeah.
car? One of the greatest
No one then.
All
No one
time.
then.
greatest comedies of all time. What does mine say? Dude. Sweet.
That was not a good movie.
No, it was fun. It was funny. There were some funny things. 30 for 30.
That was one of
I
those
got
movies
it all
that
wrong. 30 for 30.
that
There's a
was
dude-
yet another one of those movies that I had a ton of people say it was really, really, really funny, and they're like, "You got to watch this movie, and it's really, really funny." And I was like, "Fine, I'll watch it." And I was like,
and they were
"That."
disappointed.
I was just like, "That wasn't that funny." Just like what was that other movie that was just it was just kind of dumb. I never laughed. Had the weird looking guy who does the
White
dance
Collar.
the weird looking guy that does the dance contest at
Harold
the
and
end.
Kumar.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh,
So
that movie is
everybody-
genius. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. I was watching
Oh,
that. I
it's
was
so
like,
good.
so when is this getting funny? I was like, when is this going to be interesting? I was like, just bored. Like, I gritted my
Yeah.
teeth through it because, like, the girl I was with wanted to watch it. It
Well,
was
I
horrible.
think it's good.
That's fine. You can. I thought it was horrible.
Okay, that's great.
All right. The initials for the first game will be. Oh, do you want to hear my grievance? I have 2.
After.
Okay. I have 2 grievances after all this is done. Our S T S T. What the heck happened to my? Hold on a second here. Everybody, stop watching.
Stop
their
watching chat.
YouTubes. Yeah,
Oh,
stop
yeah.
watching chats. You can't. You're gonna have to give up on getting up on the ladder for
Yeah.
a while. Anyway,
Oh no.
why isn't this? Hold on a second. I got to be able to see the chat. Give me a second here. This is.
Oh my God. I ran 5K yesterday
Ew.
and my
Ick.
legs are so sore today.
Did you just do it cold?
Well, I usually do my Peloton bike, but I wasn't going to the office. Yesterday was Canada Day, so I just stayed at home. I'm like, I want to get some exercise, so I'll just I used to run 5K quite like 3 or 4 times a week. And then I haven't, and like my knees were like, yeah, you can't run anymore. But I thought to myself yesterday, oh, well, one time won't hurt me. My knees are fine, but my muscles are not.
I did the dumb thing with my son again, where we were like trying to see how much we could bench press, and I totally destroyed my right shoulder.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Now I need a couple of days to let it rest up because it is just hurting.
I couldn't work out today because my legs were too sore. I felt like I did squats for like 1,000 hours yesterday. That's what it feels like today.
Yeah. I do like it though. I'm starting to get that like when I used to lift all the time in my 20s. Like I'm
Yeah.
starting to get that like, oh, that feels good. When your muscles are all achy and hurty, and then like the next day they still are, you're all like, yeah, that was good.
I remember when I used to have bar back shifts at the restaurant when I was in my early 20s, the day after doing leg day, um, in order to go behind the bar, you have to like go under the door.
Mhm.
And oh my God, getting back up from that, because you're like just kind of like, you know, crawling and walking kind of thing at the same time. And standing back up after that, after doing a leg day the day before, oh, there's
Oh
no
yeah.
good part about that pain.
Or like if I had to do a softball tournament and you play like 4 games playing catcher and standing up,
Uh-huh.
squatting over and over. Oh my gosh. And then like having
Uh-huh.
to climb stairs the next day, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what's wrong with my legs? Anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
S T. Clue number 1. Worked near a pie shop. Clue number 2. Is a resident of London.
Aldi.
Go for it.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd
Yeah.
is correct. Well done. Well done.
Pie shop.
Yeah. Meat pies, baby. All right.
Never saw it.
Good movie.
It's like a play.
Well, musical.
Musical. But was it a Johnny Depp movie also?
Mhm.
Johnny Depp, and yeah. Very
Tim Burton. What was she's in all the Tim Burton films, was her name?
she was his
Oh, the bottom
wife.
Carter.
Are they still married? I don't know if
Yeah.
they're still married, but they were married.
I think they
Oh.
are. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, like they live in houses right next to each other. They both have their own house and they just live next to each other.
Oh,
Kind
okay.
of.
Whatever works.
I don't know too. Connected to Indiana. Number 2. Connected to the colors red and black. Clue number 3. Energized the sales of a particular breakfast food. Clue number 4. Connected to the 1980s. Clue number 5. Features 11.
Aldi.
Go for it.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. So you're wrong, Kabuki Kid. It didn't gotta be sports. Anyway.
How did that
It
do
was
a
going.
breakfast?
I was going through the sports thing. It just did not make
Hmm.
sense.
What was
He's
the
all
breakfast
like-
cereal thing?
My brain was trying to.
Eggos.
Oh, Eggo.
Eggo
Was that
waffles.
cereal?
No, I said
Breakfast.
breakfast food. I did not say
Oh.
breakfast cereal. I said breakfast
Oh,
food.
I immediately thought of cereal also.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was sports too. That's where I was trying to. I was like Wheaties. Was somebody on Wheaties? You know, with ST. Yeah.
This began being practiced in the 1890s. Number 2. There is a city in Arkansas that is considered to be its birthplace. Number 3. This occurs in warmer climates. Thank you, Kabuki. It was a good, tricky one. Take that. Yeah, everybody's like thinks I'm this like freaking. Number 4. This normally starts in February. February. Number 5. This is connected to cactuses and grapefruit. Final clue. This is seasonal exhibition baseball.
Matt,
Aldi.
Oh,
Are we going to the tape?
I
Matt,
thought
come
it was
back and
Matt,
tape.
but it's super
Oh, well, let's
close.
go to the
thought
tape. If you thought it was close, because go to the tape. Go to the tape.
I thought it was Matt also.
Yeah,
But it was
we're going to the
fantastic.
tape. We're going to. I don't want somebody coming back and like telling me I would have won if X, Y, or
penalty.
Z. We'll go with Matt.
Final
But I would
agreement.
just hold on. She's rewinding.
Okay.
The arbiter of reality is rewinding. Here we go. That was very close. I thought it was Matt too, but man, it was right there. Hmm. Stick's saying it's Aldi, but he's not an arbiter of reality. So
No.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, then with the arbiter.
you are not the living tribunal.
You need a badge for super chatter that is like arbiter of reality.
Have you been to arbiter school?
Yeah. Can I see your
Arbiter license?
he
your
couldn't afford arbiter school. He
qualifications?
went to ombudsman school instead.
Ombudsman. Wow. Wookie Kid says Aldi.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Spring training.
Spring training. is
Spring
correct.
training, right?
Spring training.
You're the fourth caller.
I usually never win the ties.
All right, here we go.
Okay, hold on. She says, I did hear Matt.
Why are you looking at the chat?
It's on
Matthew,
my other fucking
Negative
what
1
monitor.
points. Negative 1 points.
I only
Why are you
brought it
looking
up because I wanted to see what she said.
-5 DKP.
Yeah, -5 DKP. You are not allowed to claim anything for the next 3 raids.
As you were.
Yeah. Clue number 1. This spawned its own constructed language.
Aldi.
Aldi.
That'd be Star Trek.
That would be Star Trek.
It would be Star Trek.
Sure am glad I got
Yep, so many good
six
ones.
clues of that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've been just hanging on that one for anything.
I don't think mine, the one I have on deck, is gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think I think all of these clues would you would have clue any of them. I mean,
Have we tested
Go
Scott?
ahead and read off the other clues.
what?
Yeah.
Well, like involved nemesises and insurrections.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was there. I would have got that
Yeah,
one.
we already got
with
that.
the movies.
But what
you
else you
know,
got?
Yeah.
Is a cult phenomenon.
No, so, like
Maybe.
there's too much nerd in this room for
Yeah,
you
there's
to
too
You
much
be-
should have started with as
Yeah.
a cult phenomenon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
All right.
it was good.
Born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Number 2. Known for Captain Courageous and Boys Town. Clue number 3. Won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor. Clue number 4. Was linked to Katharine Hepburn.
Matt,
Go for it.
enter Tracy.
Is correct. Well
Bam!
done. Well done.
Very good, Matt.
Norman.
Oh, who used to do Katharine Hepburn on SNL?
That was Dana Carvey.
What? No, was it? No,
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody else.
I'm
Anyway,
almost positive it's Dana
well
Carvey.
done, Chad.
All right, here we go. Still anybody's game. Anybody's game. Chad doing much worse
Yeah.
after he had that just rookie season. Just came out.
Rookie episode just crushed it.
Just came out.
Hey, you never
blazing.
don't count him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't count
No,
him
it was
in.
Marty Short.
I am so drowsy.
Oh, Martin Short.
I heard it both ways.
Martin Short.
Clue number 1. There are public and private ones. Clue number 2. Appeared in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Clue number 3. Appeared in Despicable Me. Clue number 4. Most often connected to glass. Clue number 5. This involves investors.
Chad,
Go for it.
stock trading.
It's a good guess. Final clue. Mark Cuban is one of the stars who has been
Andy.
featured. Andy.
Oh.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank is
Oh.
correct. See, this it's got 2 meanings. Shark Tank. All right, here we go.
There
Number
was a
1.
Shark Tank in Ace Ventura.
Yeah, when he has to swim across it or whatever to get to the dolphin or whatever it was.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but okay.
Clue number 1.
A long time.
Not a great movie. Clue number 1. Originated in Europe. Clue number 2. Has lived in the White House multiple times.
In the lighthouse?
White
Eight.
House. White House.
You're at a disadvantage, Matt.
I am. Often.
Clue number 3. Appeared in a 1955 Walt Disney animated classic. Clue number 4. Has a lifespan of about 12 years. Clue number 5. Was a Monopoly piece.
Andy.
Aldi.
Andy.
Scottish Terrier.
Scottish Terrier is
Oh, yeah.
correct. Scottish Terrier.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Even if I knew that it was the dog, I wouldn't have known what the ST
What kind of dog it was?
Yeah.
Mm. Got
Something
six,
terrier, he said.
6 left. Anybody's game, including Chad.
I know it, man.
Clue number 1. Connected to healing.
Matt,
Go for it.
scar tissue.
God bless. How? 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 Scar tissue.
Oh, Scar.
Was Red Hot Chili Peppers in there somewhere?
Yes, it hit number 1 in the alternative and mainstream rock charts. I had all these like cool.
Was that
double
your
meanings.
gimme, Matt? No.
No,
Oh, wow.
my it's like the final clue was replaces normal skin after an injury. With the birds, I'll share this lowly view. I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, bastards. I thought that was gonna be one of my trickier ones, and here comes
Oh, I'm sure it was.
some Canadian just rolling in.
I'm fresh off
Knocking
a holiday,
stuff
so
over.
my mind is sharp. No, not.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Clue number 1. This dates back to ancient Egypt. Clue number 2. This is collected.
Aldi.
Go for it.
Sales tax?
Yeah.
Sales
Yeah,
tax.
I was about to do.
On
I
the tip of your
wanted
tongue.
I wanted to hear one more clue, and because
The next one was this was avoided online for quite some time.
yeah.
Just- that I went to all this work. Clue number 1. They carried the Olympic torch in 2010. Clue number 2. Has had a Las Vegas residency. Clue number 3. Rose to superstar status in 1995.
Andy,
Andy
Shania Twain.
is correct, Andrew. Well done. I love how you say all of his answers are always just like, oh, is it maybe this? I
From
don't know.
Sudbury, Ontario.
She did the torch.
Well, I mean that's such a misleading clue because there's literally hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds of
torch
people do the
bearers.
torch, but yes.
Yeah. Was born Eileen Edwards.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah.
So
That
was
sounds.
Yeah. Not as doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Shania Twain.
I don't know. Eileen sounds at least as country.
Yeah. All right. Chad, with that, you are now out.
I'm out.
You're out, but you can play spoiler. Here we go. Clue number 1. This is often seen next to children at restaurants. Clue number 2. Was the U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia.
Aldi.
Go for it.
Shirley Temple.
How do you know that?
Because I know that she was the ambassador. Because I went to the Czech Republic and went to the embassy and saw the ceiling she she painted the ceiling of this gazebo. It wasn't a gazebo. It was like a building in the back of the embassy. I'm like, Shirley Temple made this when
Is
she
it
was
hard, or did
ambassador
you just literally
to the
just
Czech
paint it?
Republic. It's like a fresca, like a painting on
Oh.
a ceiling in this little building in the rear of the Czech.
How do you guys make Shirley Temples in the States?
Without alcohol?
Sprite and grenadine.
No. It's ginger ale and grenadine with a cherry in it.
Sprite.
See, here in Canada or Ontario, anyways, it's a bunch of juices and some soda and grenadine.
Hmm.
Mostly the same. Well, I guess not. Does it have soda?
Oh yeah, a little bit of soda, sure.
Oh, like some sparkling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 left. Aldi, if you get any of these, you secure the victory. Andy, your only hope is to tie at this point. Clue number 1 has appeared on Saturday Night Live.
Aldi.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna wake a guess here. Steven Tyler.
Ah.
Had to wing it.
Clue number 2 includes an umlaut. Clue number 3 appeared in a film that included their name.
Andy,
Andrew.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap is correct.
Nice.
There have been a handful of times that the real one that they do on Fridays on KFan, where like somebody like they get to like the last one and they go, all right, last item, and then somebody rings in and it just like
That's
they
Spinal Tap.
just because they've been sitting on like whatever initials and they guess it for the last one and they get it right, a handful, and they're like, you're right. It was without hearing a single clue. Anyway, here we go. Clue number 1. A native New Yorker. Clue number 2. Appeared at Super Bowl 35. I should mention this. Andy, you need to run the table.
I'm trying.
Okay. Number 3. Known for a wide range.
Andy.
Aldi.
Matt.
Aldi. Wait,
Steve
time out. I didn't know it. Andy, did you mumble and actually say your name?
Yeah, Andy.
Yeah, you
I
better
think
go to
Andy
the-
was
you better
first.
go to
Andy
the
was
tape
first.
there.
Andy was first. Andy was first. Go ahead.
I'm also very unsure if I'm correct here. So Steven Tyler.
Is correct. Steven
Yeah.
Tyler is correct.
Awesome.
All right. So it comes down to this.
I'm gonna,
Andy with 5, Aldi with 6, Matt with 2. Chad's microphone is broken.
I'm gonna draw out my name across the 6 clues, just so you know. Go.
All right, here we go. Clue number 1. This is connected to the state of Vermont. Clue number 2. This included a rabbit. Clue number 3. This included drinking syrup. Clue number 4. This famously featured a cat noise.
A cat noise?
A cat noise.
Aldi.
For the win.
Is it Super Tramp?
I
I think Super Tramp is one word also.
Yeah, I think so.
Clue number 5.
That's Vermont. That was dumb.
Initially, did not make money, but found financial success via VHS, DVD.
Matt.
Matthew.
Super Troopers?
Super Troopers is correct. Way to steal it.
Wait,
Way to steal it from
stole
Andrew.
Andy's glory.
Yeah, way
I've
to
never
go.
even seen it.
Yeah. Super Troopers.
Me neither.
Good little movie. Good
I've
little
seen the
movie.
Beer Fest movie.
So my holdback was Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, I couldn't. I
Oh.
mean, it's such.
You make that work.
I mean, you could. I thought about having that one, but I was just like, they're such a niche band. You know, they're not like, you know, I mean, you could go with like All I Wanted Was a Pepsi, you know, or, you
Yeah.
know, but I worked one of their concerts. They were an opener for somebody.
Oh yeah? For Anthrax or something?
Yeah, I was. No, it wasn't Anthrax. I think it.
They
might
did a
have
collab
been-
with Anthrax way back in the day.
I think they may have. I might be misremembering this, but
Celine Dion.
yeah, I think it was Celine Dion.
Lion
No,
Dion.
it was. Why can't I can picture the band. I think they opened for Seven Dust when Seven Dust got big for that blink of an eye.
Okay. I came across a reel today of a girl. She started by saying, you know, when you're growing up listening to 30 Seconds to Mars, I had to stop. I'm like, pardon? Growing up listening to 30 Seconds to Mars.
Have you seen that meme where it's like you were having a great day until you saw somebody put their Pokemon cards on Antique Roadshow?
Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I
Yeah.
felt. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
All right, so I got two grievances, and I have like a real minor grievance that happened
Oh, wait.
earlier.
Before you
Go
go
ahead.
into those 30 words or less, what were your grievances from Origins again?
Oh, just this piece of turd that came and wasted my time pretending he was interested in our games, thinking I was going to sell one to him. And then he basically tried to sell me on some weird, like, gaming, like, pyramid scheme where, like, I would send him 12 games and then he would give those games to people that would play those games with at least another 10 people who would then want to buy those games if I was willing to sell those. And he's like, this is what I do for a small time company. And I said, I pointed to like Champions in Deception. I said, we've sold, over 100,000 copies of either of these, both of these games. It's like we got 26 titles to our credit. We're not a small publisher. And he's like, oh, well, should I sign you up and you can get free games then? And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. It was like, just like leave me alone. I was just like, what?
That's fucking.
Yeah, but the fact was he was like asking me about the game, and he was talking about how it just looked so great. This is a great game. It's a great game. I would love to have this on my table. I was like, cool. It's $25. You want one? Well, let me tell you about the service that I offer. And I was just like, okay, let me tell you about my foot up your ass. But anyway, that was my major one. But
Have you
anyway, no.
experienced the joy of the Lord? No.
Yeah, I want you to
Let
tell
me
me
give
what.
you a chick track.
Yeah, let me tell me what size my shoe is.
Guys,
I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
have you heard of non-fungible tokens?
But
All
I
right, no.
fungible my foot up your ass.
So so God, what was my mind? I can't even remember what my minor issue was anymore, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry.
So, but no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was trying to remember what it was and I couldn't anyway. But I did write down the one. So, my oldest was gonna go fishing with one of their friends. But I hadn't bought in Minnesota. You go to any one of a number of places for Department of Natural Resources and you pay your family. It's like $45 and like your entire family is included. And then you all have a fishing license for the fishing season. And you just have to keep it on hand and like you put it in your boat or you keep it in your pocket or whatever. And so you can prove that you can, go fishing. And and it's serious. If they catch you without one, it's like $200. They don't play around. My younger brother had it happen once. He and a buddy, admittedly they just went out to get high, but they went out and rowed a boat out in the middle of the lake, threw an anchor down and just were casting, and doing bobber fishing for like bluegills. So it was like, but anyway, so the kid's like, but they, I'm like, not 18, so you can't get a license. I was like, you can't get a license? And it's like, no, I can't get a license. I was like, all right, I'll take care of it. I'll drive over to this. So there's a sporting goods chain up here in this area of the world called Shields. I've got the last like 10 fishing licenses. I've gone to the exact same place every single time. I walk into this place. There's a small little customer service kiosk. There's like one person who's returning something. And of course, it's like, and this is totally, it just added to the frustration because this is something where it's like a 15-minute drive to get to this place. And it's kind of out of the way, but it's the only place I know that gives these out. And, um, and then, but of course, there's like somebody who's returning something, and they are also the person that hasn't had a conversation with another human being in the last year and just needs to just talk about nothing to this person that's just trapped there and talk about the weather and talk about what car they drove and how the traffic sucks because of all the streets that are getting worked on right now. And it's just like, oh, it's like we have two seasons here, winter and construction. He. It's like, can I just pay you my $40 and get my stupid fish license? And so then I get up to the thing, and it's just some teenager, and it doesn't matter who they are. And it's just I walk up and I was just like, hey, need to buy a family fish license. And they're like, we don't do that anymore. And I was like, what do you mean you don't do it anymore? You've been doing it for like 10 years. It's like, we got rid of the machine. We don't do it anymore. And I was like, since when? And they're like since June 1st. And I was like, so since fishing season opened? I was just like, but I was like, all right, whatever. I was like, do you know where else I could go to get this done? No, I don't know. And I was like, you don't have any idea, like another place in town that does this? And it's like, no. And I said, do people still come in here a lot to get the fishing license? Oh yeah, we get like multiple people every day. And I was like, would you think that you just haven't you figured out an answer? You know, just like, wouldn't you be annoyed about these people coming in? I want a fish license. I can't give you one. Do you know where to go? I have no idea. Wouldn't you like Google it or just have information? And then like, well, I'm just like dumbfounded. This other person says, I think you can get them over at Runnings. Now Runnings is another sporting goods store. It's like Runnings is like a weird ass. You can buy anything there. You can walk in and buy like live. You can buy livestock there, depending upon the certain and then take a left and go buy an AR-15. You know, I mean, it's a weird place. You know, so I was like, fine, I'll go to Runnings, but that's like another like 20-minute drive, drive out to Runnings, get to this place, it's just like, because remember, we live in a really rural place, I mean, it's just like, so I drive out there, I walk in, there's like this little customer service kiosk, again, some pimply faced teenager there, and I'm just like, hey, I wanna get a family, and I actually saw their DNR machine. It was like right there, and I was like, cool, you guys do it. I need to get a family fishing license. And oh, awesome, that'll work. And I was like, yeah. And I said, and then this will cover both myself, my wife, and my two kids. And yeah, how old are your kids? And I said, one's 17, one's 13. And it's like, well, it won't cover the 17-year-old. And I was like, why won't it cover the 17-year-old? Well, once you're 16, you have to get a fish license on your own. And it's like, and then I'm just already mad because like if my kid had taken like 5 seconds to Google it, they would have known that and they would have gone and got it. I was like, that's ridiculous. And they're like, well, it costs like $5, but they've got to come in themselves. And I was like, oh, the whole point of me to do this was my kid was going to go fishing later that day. So I was just like, all right, cool. I and I was like, so I was like, can I still get the family license though? And like, oh yeah, no problem, let's do that. And I was like, okay, fine. And it's like, can I have your ID? And so I take out my driver's license and I hand it to the lady and like they have a little scan thing and they run it through the machine or whatever. And then she's like, and can I have your social security number? And there's like literally like 15 people around me like wait some waiting in line to talk to this person, and I was like, like just say it out loud. I was like, I'm not gonna say it out loud. And it's just like, well, it's just like, you could. And I was like, can I type it into the machine? And like, well, you can't come back here. And I was like, well, I'm not going to just say my. And she's like, well, you can just write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me. I was like, so you can have the piece of paper? I was like, I'm not going to just give you. Yeah, I was just like, I was like, there's got to be a way around this. I was like, what do you normally do? And they're like, oh, people just normally tell me. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, can you just turn the thing slightly to me? So I lean across the counter and I type it in. And admittedly, maybe I'm just an old man, like not wanting to do it, but I just typed it in, right in front of this kid who probably could see it, but I'm just not worried about it, I guess. And so I typed the whole thing in. She's like, cool. It's going to be like $45 or whatever it was. And then she's like, oh. And I was like, what? And it's like, well, it said it gave me an error. And I was like, well, are you sure that's your social security number? I was like, yes, I'm positive. It's my social security number. Oh, well, do you have your card with you? I was like, I don't carry my card with me. I was just like, I've had it since I was like, whatever age I got it, like 13 or 10 or whatever when I got my number. And I've had it forever. I have the number just in my brain. I can rattle it off like we all have those things that are just beaten into our brain. I was like, I'm positive that's my number. And like, oh, okay, well, you're just probably going to have to call DNR and see what the problem is. And I was like, okay, sounds like a plan. So I'll talk to you later. So I then drive home, and I've been gone out of the house for like nearly an hour, and I haven't accomplished a damn thing. So I get home, tell my kid, you got to go to Runnings and like go in there, give me your license, and then pay the money for the thing. And they're like, well, can't you do it? I was like, no, I can't do it. That's the whole point. I was like, you have to do it yourself. And so then I get home and I call Department of National Resources. And then you get that you call the number and you get into one of those like freaking like the automated systems or whatever. And I was like, this is gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna have to like hit 0 to talk to somebody, and I'm gonna be transferred like 8 times to try to find the right place to figure this out. And like lo and behold, item number 4. If you're having difficulties getting a fishing license, hit 4. And I was like, oh my gosh, they they have a thing for me. So I hit the thing, and I was like, I'm gonna be a hole forever. No, went right to a person. So I was like, pleased I get to write to a person. And then they're like, yeah, I explained the situation. They're like, oh well, let's figure that out. Very nice lady, and she said, what's your driver's license number? And I gave her my driver's license number. And then she was like, are you sure that's your driver's license number? And I'm like, I'm looking at my driver's license right now. And like, what's the name associated with it? And I gave her my name. And then she was like, and this is another thing. When I'll be talking to somebody, what's your name? And I'll say Lance Meister. And I know it's a weird last name. So I'm like, I have it ingrained in my brain to say, what's your name? Lance Meister, Myxter. I say it every single time because people, and then they're like, oh. And then inevitably that same person, after they type in whatever, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Mixter. I'm like, I just said my name, but you couldn't remember. But I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Mixter. You're not in our system at all. And I was like, how is that even possible? And they're like, I don't know, but you're probably gonna have to contact, you're probably gonna have to call. And she did give me the number. I forget, for the driver's license people or whatever. He said you're probably gonna have to call them and find out what's going on. So then I was like, oh my God, this is just insane. So I called that number, and then I was on hold for a while waiting to talk to me. And then I got somebody, and they're like, and I explained the situation to them. And they said, oh, okay, well, that's really weird. What's your driver's license number? And I said, I gave them my driver's license number. And then they're like, huh. And what's your name? And I was like, that's Myxter, Myxter. And then there was like this weird pause. And then they were like, all right, Mr. Mixer, we got that fixed. And I was like, what was wrong? And I was like, it was just, we got it fixed though. And I was like, no, just, when I was like, I've had this license for like 3 years. I mean, what was wrong with it? And they're like, it's just a glitch. But you can go get a fish license now if you want to get one. So I have no idea. I have no idea what was wrong with my ID. I went back and got my fish license, and it worked just fine. I have no idea what was wrong with my ID. No idea. I apparently, if I had been picked up by ICE, they would have this isn't a real ID. They would have dragged me off and sent me down to live with the alligators in Florida.
So did you want to go fishing at all?
Well, no, I love fishing. I love fishing.
Okay.
This weekend I will go fishing this weekend. I love fishing. It's one of my favorite things to do in nature. But it was just insanity, and then it was just like, and I just get the feeling like somebody just didn't do something right, and it was just like, oh, it's fixed now. Don't worry about it. Well, what did you do wrong that I can't prove what they did wrong?
I am let down that wasn't about a restaurant.
No. Though I did go through a drive-through recently, ordered my hamburgers with just ketchup on them, and they were loaded with pickles and mustard. And when I walked back in and handed to them, they had my burgers that they should have given me. Oh yeah, we thought you'd come back. I was like, it's been like 10 minutes. Can I get fresh ones? I was just like, I said, are those the ones that you made since I made my order? Yeah. Well, can I have fresh ones, please? Oh yeah, that does make much more sense. I was like, thanks, appreciate it. I can wait. And then they took the burgers that they had made me and just tossed them in the garbage. And I waited, paid, and then they took the 2 that they had sat down and tossed those in the garbage as well. And then they wait, I waited a few moments and they made me fresh ones.
That's the second grievance.
No, that's not even that much of a grievance. I mean, you get
bonus grievance.
You get bad stuff like that all the time. It just happens. There's not much you can do about it. I mean, my biggest thing is that, like, I always tell myself, look at my order before I drive away. Like I always say that. Like just look at the order before I drive away, because then, but it's always when you're like 5 minutes down the road and you bite into the burger and you taste all the other extra gunk that you didn't want, and you're just like, bastards, they got me. And then I get mad, strangely mad.
You do anything for the 4th of July, Matt?
Ha! I get it, because he's Canadian.
Oh, sorry. I knew that.
He ran for Canadian Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Today's Canada Day, right?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Chad, Chad, are you going?
You
Are
guys
you
do fireworks in Canada?
Pardon me?
Do you do fireworks?
Yeah, we did last night. I mean, I was in bed by 9:30 last night because I had to get up.
Let the good times roll.
I had to get up super early to drive my mom to the airport this morning, so I've been up since 5.
Ooh.
But yeah, usually there's like when I worked in the market downtown, they would have fireworks on the hill, Parliament Hill. So, and there's like some in the West End and some in the East End. My sister was saying that she stood on my parents' balcony, which is on the 4th floor in the south end of Ottawa. She said she could see 3 sets of fireworks going off at the same time last night. So we do. The dogs go crazy, but
I mean, they're legal and everything. Can you buy them yourself and shoot them off?
you can. I bet you they're a lot more tame than what you can buy down there. Like usually for here, it's
Yeah.
like you buy the kit, and it's like the ones that just have like the little pop things that go out, and there may be like 15 of the little simple little ones, and then I remember there's ones you can like attach to the fence where it just gives a spiral thing, and simple little ones, nothing crazy yet for sure.
Like sparklers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sort of. But
Sparklers.
Well, do you have bottle rockets?
what's a bottle rocket?
It's basically like it's like a firework on a stick that you put in a bottle. When you light it, it'll launch like a rocket.
Oh no, I don't
It's got a
know.
stick.
Maybe, but I don't think so.
That's a. Do you remember? You remember as a kid, like be able to get like 100 of them in a pack, those little tiny ones. And now they don't
Never
even
in the
sell.
states I lived in. Florida was not legal, and Texas is not legal.
They don't sell them like it anymore. Now it's like bottle rockets. They're
Wait, it's not
way
legal in Texas?
No,
Let me
Well,
put
I
my
don't know
gun
about
in the
that, man.
I
Because
mean
right
they're
here
not
down the
technically
street,
legal.
yeah, like last week, like a bunch of diesels came in, and they do it every year for New Year's and 4th, and it's basically little half trailers, and they dump them off in parking lots,
Yeah,
and they sell fireworks all weekend, and then on the 5th they come around and gather them, and they're out of here. But
Yeah, same here.
it's like
such a
on the
weird
4th
model.
that night. It's like you driving down the street, you'd expect like Sandinistas to come attack you from an alleyway or something like that. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh,
It's-
Scott, do you ever watch Babish culinary stuff on YouTube?
I have watched him.
So he did a review of all the good stuff at Buc-ee's.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll have to watch that.
And he also did a review of all the bad stuff at Buc-ee's.
What's the bad stuff?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I watched the good stuff.
Sausage on a stick is pretty bad at Buc-ee's.
I really
didn't
like
mind that one.
the roasted nuts.
Yeah. Pecans.
I also do like the pecan. Oh my God.
You like the nuggets.
But Bucky Nuggets, Beaver Nuggets.
Yeah, beaver nuggets.
What about Bucky Nuggies?
What are those?
They're like cheese balls.
Oh yeah, he tried those. He's like they weren't as good as the Cheetos.
Yeah, probably not. They're okay. Yeah, but the Beaver Nuggets are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like eating Honey Smacks. You know what that is? Honey Smacks. But in a popcorn kind of flavor. Almost not popcorn, but like corn flavor. It's like a sugar pop
Those were good.
as a snack. Mm.
So
the cookies are also very, very good. The salted.
Yes,
You know-
he did
Salted
enjoy
caramel.
the cookies.
Oh my god, the cookies.
You know what's our new jam is they do like yogurt covered pretzels
I thought you were gonna say
Flavors?
jam.
and
Your jam
they
is
make a
good.
cinnamon one that is like, oh my lord.
Wow, that sounds pretty good.
Are you in Texas
Oh!
too, Chad?
Yeah,
Sorry,
they-
I just remember my other grievance. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Take over.
Sorry. No, I
Talk about
apologize. I just
cookies.
remember my other grievance.
All right, well,
No, you go ahead. Just I'll
I
have to
think
keep
we
my
were done.
mind fresh.
we were talking about. I don't think we had any-
Bucky's and what was
Okay.
good at Bucky's. Something that I don't have access to, so I have no
Uh,
frame of reference. But that's fine.
Did the pulled pork sandwich on? Did he like that? We don't know. You haven't seen the video.
Have a look. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look.
I kinda
so
breezed
don't
through
you
it.
do you go visit it when you like if you come down to BGG Fall? Do you ever go visit it or
He's
anything?
not.
I've never been. I should go.
So I will
It's a
say
bit
this.
far.
If you get
That's the only
time,
problem.
if you get time and you want somebody to take you, find me, and we'll go out there.
Well, it can't be further than the fucking barbecue place that Lance dragged us to that time.
Hmm.
It's
The
further.
Hard
than
Eight.
that. It's further.
Oh, is
There's
it?
one in Ennis.
It was a
That
$75 Uber ride to the Hard Eight.
You guys went to
So
Hard Eight from
grouchy.
downtown Dallas.
Yes.
yeah, there's one in Ennis, which is
There's like a better place than Hard Eight 5 minutes away from the hotel.
yeah,
Wish you had asked me about it.
yeah. You can
We're
actually
gonna
take
go
the
this time.
trolley down
It's called
there.
Lockhart.
Oh,
It's across the bridge.
are there any rooms left?
I don't know.
Well, it
You have to
says
go
there's
check.
none.
It says there's none.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Currently none. Then I guess I don't know.
All
I'll have to
right.
see- I'll have to
Well,
see what I can do for you.
I have one.
Matthew.
I'm fine.
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
do
have
that.
one.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just had a friend of mine who was curious. That's all.
Okay.
But if you take the escalator down, where like you go up to the tower, if you hang a left there and take that, that long hall
Yeah.
that goes under, you can take the trolley and it'll take you over to the Bishop Arts District where the
Oh, okay.
and that House Rules Games is right next door to it.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good.
the Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know they had a trolley over there.
Yeah, Curzon was telling me about it the other year. He went over. He took it.
Oh,
I was just checking to make sure you made me think it's like yes.
no, did you
November,
get your room?
Tuesday through
It's-
Sunday, baby.
It's already July, guys. By the way, it's so crazy how fast this year is going.
Tuesday through Sunday. I booked it on March 24th, baby.
I'm not sure where we're at with ticket sales. Curious.
When's Jeff
Here.
get back?
Here's my very quick grievance. Finding Black Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero is like so difficult, and so I've started to like just Googling whether or not the Walmarts near me have it or if the Targets near me have it, because then you can just buy it and then you can come pick it up and then they'll go out, they'll take it off the shelves and whatever. And I saw that my Target that's close to my house, they had 6 12-packs and they had a deal where they were $5 a piece. And I was like, well, fuck yeah. It looks like somebody's getting 6 12-packs of soda today. And I bought them. And they said, it's like, oh, we'll have them ready to pick up in less than 2 hours. And I was like, perfect. Cause I got to go to Target anyway. Cause there's some things I need there anyway. And I was like, you know what? Rebecca was like, we need to get, because our dogs chewed up their last plastic pool. We have a big plastic pool, like not a big deep one, but we just basically put a big plastic pool because the dogs like to go and wade in it when they get hot when they're outside. And so we need to go get one. She's like, there's one on sale there, and we also need a couple other random things from Target. And I was like, cool, let's go there. And like while we're there, my order of sodas will be ready. And then while I'm there, I got an email from Target, and they're like, "Oh, looks like we miscounted how many we got. Your order of 6 has been reduced to 1." It's like, you bastards.
Order 6 what?
6 blackberry 12-packs of blackberry Dr. Pepper Zero. I
6
thought
12-packs.
I was gonna. They had a deal, $5 a piece. I was like, I was gonna be just like drowning in my luxury, and then they were like, they just took it away from me. I got 1. It came up with 1. Now I got to ration it out to myself.
With like
I
a
was-
candy day or something.
I was just gonna like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was gonna slam them together and just I would have the luxury of them. Not anymore. Chad, are you going to Gen Con?
I am not. I am
God.
going the rest of the year. I'm going to ReaperCon on Labor Day, and then I'm going to BGG Fall, and I think that's it.
Chad, I rely on you to tell me who's got cool RPG books that are coming out.
Oh,
And when you don't go, you don't research that for
no,
me.
I don't. I do not.
So frankly, I'm a little disappointed in you right
I
now.
myth. Well, I don't know if it'll be available by then, but Mythic Bastion Land. I've been reading the PDF of that, and that's freaking fantastic.
So does that have anything to do with Electric Bastion Land that came out a long time ago?
Yeah, in a rough sense of the term, yes. It's by the same author.
Because I was not impressed with Electric Bastion Land. I bought one of those.
The premise of it is like you're a bunch of questing knights going on quests.
Yeah, I watched some freaking paid for review guy just
Oh.
gush over it for 20 minutes. And
Oh,
I
that was
just
probably
like,
Quinn's.
yeah, I that guy's videos just he's never made a RPG he didn't like want to have sex with. I just
Yeah.
like when every single thing is the most amazing thing he's ever seen. It's like when is anything going to be not amazing? I guess.
I don't understand. He did Shut Up and Sit Down, and then he went and did some other stuff for a while, and now he's doing RPG stuff on a different channel. It's just like he's all over the place. It's just like
Well, and that's fine. I mean, he can like the stuff, and maybe there's all kinds of stuff that he hates that he just doesn't want to do a video for. But I mean, it's like there's no sevens in his world either. They're all 9.5s, tens. They're all just like I gave up on everything else in my entire life. Nothing else. I gave up food in order to play this. That way
yeah.
it just comes across as being way too gushy, I guess. And then I just can't help but feel like there's some sort of back alley dealings going on as far as whatever. I don't, when again, I don't know anything. He's probably maybe he just really loves everything like that, and he's just super, super positive, and I'm just a horrible person for being cynical and negative about it. But
Yeah. I have not done any research this year. That is true.
well, get on your horse. Quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think you're sorry at all. Sorry doesn't give me a spreadsheet to look at.
Yeah.
So just like
broken,
as they say,
broken down
chop,
by
chop.
booth. By booth.
You know what I wish? I really, really wish with everybody having a weird name to their company nowadays, where like they don't even say games or whatever. It's just like, flying gumball. Just like you're like, what the fuck is flying gumball? Just like it's one of those things where you're just like up in the air with everything. I get super annoyed like when you have an exhibitor list. Like have them describe what they sell and then you take the time to distribute those like into different groups. I mean, I would love to be able to like say, oh, these people are board game people, these people are t-shirt people, these people are role-playing game people. And if they sell both, if they have both role-playing games and board games, then have them appear on both lists. I mean, I mean, every single goddamn website in the goddamn world has tags now where it's like, oh, what do you want to look for as far as tag this, tag that, tag this, and then you can find it every single one, but not fucking conventions. They don't bother. They don't have to.
The same thing applies to, I think, especially when you're looking at Gen Con lists, is like companies that do list themselves as a game. Like we're Epileptic Turtle Games. And then you go look at their website. What do you sell? Fucking backpacks. It's like, what?
Yeah. No shit. No shit.
Backpacks and coffee. That's what we sell.
Yeah. And you want a backpack? No, I want a goddamn game. You can put if you buy a game, you can put it in one of our backpacks. And I know I said this out loud, but I want to find these people that are sending these stupid goddamn. Do you want a list of every single person that's going to this convention? Just fucking set them all on fire and go to sleep listening to them scream as they descend into the icy grip of death.
That's Gwar lyrics, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. it's so ridiculous. And it's just like it's you for every one that you block and you get rid of, it's like they another 7 pop up and hit your inbox. It's just uh they make me so mad. They make me so mad. It's like you don't have access to all the people that are going to Gen Con. You don't have it. You're a liar.
I'm gonna
Plus,
have some fun pins at Gen Con. Can I show them to you?
Fine.
Come on. Hold
I
on,
want
I'm
to see
just
'em.
pulling them up.
We're doing pins too, but I have not seen the finals yet.
I'm really, really happy with these.
Are they going to be Pin Bazaar pins or?
They are not.
No, no, ours are, but whatever. Sure, yours is gonna be great. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So that's one of them. And then this is for like creators and stuff. And then the next one is that one. I like this one a lot. It was based on this is
Oh,
one of the
nice.
t-shirt designs we just had
He's on fire.
on our campaign. He's on fire.
Did you get my order for a T-shirt?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
the
Just slow going.
no. Well, yes, that too, but it just closed last night or 2 nights
okay.
ago, and they're getting shipped out on the 14th.
Okay.
They didn't do it until the campaign ended.
Got it.
So I should have sent an email to everybody. I apologize.
Yeah. Why didn't you send that email?
No.
You didn't even
Yeah.
fucking order one.
Busted.
Well, I just figured you'd send me one anyway.
Yeah, at $50 a pop with the shipping.
Oh, what's your markup on those, marketing man?
$5 each that goes to charity.
Ooh, burn.
Yeah, what's the charity? Matt's
Children's Miracle Network
Matt's
of
Wallet.
Hospitals.
MattsWallet.com.
Lance, stop.
You're
while
stealing money from the sick kids, Lance.
I ain't stealing nothing.
I had something, but Lance my ire took it away. My ire for Lance took it
My
away from me.
ire. That's a great word. That's a great word. My ire.
It is.
That reminds me. That reminds me. Like I think I might have told this story before. That was like, I mean, I was a very, very angry young man, and then I wasn't as angry.
Close to the. Anyways, yeah.
But no, and then I became like a non-violent person. Like there was a time in my life where I would, my younger days, and sometimes my fists would do my talking, which I'm not proud of at all. But I remember like not being like when what was it? I remember what's the thing where you level up or whatever, that when everybody plays a game or they do a stream and then they raise money. What's the name of that for like children's hospitals?
Extra
or whatever?
Life.
Extra life.
Yeah, Extra Life. So I did an Extra Life thing, right? And I like I did a live stream of us playing D&D for like a day, and we made like a little over $1,000, and it all, it's like whatever, cool, whatever. I signed up, I did it, got it done, and I thought that was cool. And then the next year, and it was all under the auspice of the local game store that I'm friends with the owner, and then I didn't do it the next year because it was kind of a pain in the ass, and like some of the stuff that like he had promised us that he was going to do for us, he didn't do. It was just a bad experience. And I remember the next year I was like, nah, I'm just not going to do it. I mean, just because I didn't want to deal with it. And I remember I was sitting, I went, he had some event at his store, and I went over and he asked me to sit down, and he's like, so why don't you want to do it? And I kind of explained, well, I had kind of and he's like, oh, this is my friend, whatever. And like, this is whatever. And I was like, oh, why don't you want to do it? And I said, well, we had kind of a bad experience last time, because like, and I didn't want to go into it with this other guy sitting at the table. And I was telling Rich, but Rich knew about this other thing that he had promised me several things would happen, and he didn't come through with any of them. And so that kind of went that was something that, and frankly, it's one of those things where I just have different charities that I wanna support. Because I just feel like those have a more immediate local impact than like a big charity like that. And that's, kind of my thing. And then this guy who my friend didn't tell me was like the local like chair of like the children's hospitals like charity started haranguing me about how wrong I was, and like, and how I was like basically a dick for feeling that way. And I was like, oh, well, I had no idea you were that person. I mean, it's just like, I guess that's just my personal opinion. And then I said, hey, Rich, you suck. I was like, I mean, it was just one of those things, and I might have been wrong, but he put me in a position of basically to like have me talk crap about this guy's charity in front of him, and then this guy took umbrage with me. And I remember being very, very upset about that. That's an old grievance. That is, man, I haven't thought about that in years. I should go punch Rich in the face. If he wasn't blind, maybe I would. But he is blind. Yeah, he's like he's a local games. He's been blind since he was like functionally blind. Like he can barely see anything. And he's been that way since
Legally
he was
blind.
like yeah, he describes it as on a good day. It's like looking through a very dirty windshield with the sun pointed directly at it. He's like, that's on a good day of what I can see. But he runs a game store, and he has for like 40 years. Yeah, but yeah, I remember being just so mad. Um, anyway, anybody play any games recently?
I did. I played a game called Adulthood.
Wait, is it
It's a real
actually?
game. It's a real
okay.
game.
Is it-
It's a
Oh,
real
I
game.
thought you were
It's
cracking
real.
wise.
No, it's a real game called Adulthood. It's like one of those life simulator games. It's kind of entertaining. You get a partner, you get a career, you make money, you try to have like good wellness, good social.
Is there a little car and there's like a pink pig and a blue pig?
Ah,
No, nothing like that. It's actually
at
better.
the end, if you're gonna lose, you
I
bet it
kinda
all on
liked it.
one spin.
Yeah, all your
Like you
money.
draw a card and it says, "Oh, time for a prostate exam." Great.
But there is stuff like that.
Hey,
You can have like
maybe
near-death
you are
experience.
saying great.
It was fun. It's by Brotherwise.
Which one? Sorry.
Brotherwise.
Which game?
Adulthood.
Yeah, we worked on that.
Yeah,
There you go.
jeez.
He did the art.
Hey, quit
for
reading your emails there, Matthew.
The art-
Pay attention to the
I
art
content.
am
is,
using AI to create my character.
I am
image.
using AI to create the art for my recent.
No, I just changed. I added a new class to my character tonight, which is change his arc.
Yeah, sometimes people.
It's one of those games where you have basically energy and money, or is it energy and time?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a resource allocation game.
Did you like it?
Spend your time. Yeah, that was fun.
There's an expansion now too.
Oh.
Pet projects.
Oh, okay. That's too bad. I would have liked to have that.
Kabuki wants to know what our opinion on the Diamond Distributors drama is.
Man.
I mean,
What's the Diamond Distributor drama?
they don't have any money.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that. What's the drama? There's a drama though.
Well, there's
I know what she's talking about. Yeah, because they had a whole bunch of inventory that's not going to get.
They have inventory on consignment, and they're saying, "Oh, this is totes ours. We're going to sell it to
Totes ours.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's the actual press release.
yeah.
Totes.
Totes ours.
Totes goats.
I know they owe a lot of people money.
That seems illegal.
Yeah, that does seem to be probably
seems like
where
stealing.
that'll end up.
What the heck?
And this is like a lot of big comic publishers and stuff are very up in arms about such things.
I would imagine.
Yeah. And yeah, there's also the whole back and forth part of, does one company get to buy them? No, they don't. Okay, well, they're going to sue to buy them, and so they backtrack and say, oh, you do get to buy them, and then they say, oh, well, but we don't want them, and we're going to sue because you misrepresented what the assets
What
were,
your
right?
value
Like,
were, yeah,
yeah,
your assets were.
and so this entire back and forth, right? Like while Diamond is depreciating more and more because they don't have income from conducting business normally, and yeah,
Oh, what a
it's
mess. I think I
lots
said
of
that to her last night. What a mess.
yeah.
I have been stunned every year that there are still distributors. I've just become more and more stunned. It just seems like it's a completely outdated dinosaur relic of an industry of days past.
How do you really feel?
Well, no, I mean, honestly, I mean, with the fact that like I mean, most people like with literally nearly anybody can just sell their shit on their website now, right? I mean, just like I mean, it just I mean, yes, there is a situation, and the thing is that for like the last decade, you talk to any board game publisher, all of them say distributors don't do shit for us anymore. It's like it's just like oh it's like and how many times have I heard I mean I don't know how many times and admittedly it's apocryphal data. I mean it's just like it's not like I don't have a spreadsheet that I can point to, but I talk to retailers at every single convention. They're like every single time we say we want a copy of Champions or we want a copy of Deception, they're always out. They never have any, and it's like because they ask us for 8 copies and so we give them 8 copies and then they're gone but they never ask for anyone again. It's just like it is it is infuriating and it's just like and that's why like we sell tons of games directly to retailers now. We just say we give them a percentage off MSRP. If they order a certain amount, we'll ship it for free. And it's slowly but surely just going more and more in that direction. Now I can't speak for any other industry. I can't speak for comics or
Mhm.
video games or whatever. I don't know anything about that. But I mean, as far as like yeah, no, it's I can't believe they're still around. I just it
Well,
seems like it's just a
I don't think they're still
insane.
around. I mean, they're still around, but not like they went into bankruptcy and stuff.
Well, that one. There's
What's
still
that?
ACD and other ones.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Sure.
Well, but I mean, when's the last time GTS did anything? I mean, is GTS still around?
They still have that magazine.
Huh. And then there's ACD, there's Alliance. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Lion
Alliance,
Rampant or
ACD,
Asmodee,
GTS,
I guess.
PhD, Mad Owls. Uh,
There was Southern Hobby but
Southern Hobby.
I haven't heard from them in years. I'm sure they're still around in some
They
aspect.
they do a lot of cards. Southern Hobby does.
Yeah.
True story.
And to be fair, I mean, it's just like the board game process is is difficult, right? Because of the fact that they're big, they're bulky, they weigh a lot to ship. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of aspects to it that aren't as easy as oh yeah, I need like 20 decks of cards. Just like
Yeah.
okay.
And I think a lot of small real, you know, as I go, because I just love that's like one of my side hobbies is going to like every tiny game store that I come across. And as I talk to like retailers, it seems like, you know, the number one thing, like their main focus is not board games anymore. It's like how can we get more TCGs and Warhammer to keep our store afloat? So, and it's like, well, I mean, I understand that's your business model. It's what sells, but eh,
I mean, Rich, and like I was just saying mean things about. Rich and I are good friends, and like he was asking me, it's like, well, what do you think of the board games I should buy? And I was like, honestly, man, you should just wait and see what people want, and then just order it for them, and then quote them a price that's lower than whatever Amazon's offering, because that's what you need to do, and that's
Yeah.
what people, I mean, because otherwise you're just gonna have shit sitting on your shelf for, some of it will sell, some of it won't. I mean, keep your wingspans and whatever on there, but I mean, as far as anything else, just don't even bother. I mean, how long? I mean, and I don't want to. I mean, obviously, Pete. Way to go, Pete, working for Asby. But I mean, how long is Cool Meter not going to exist? I mean, like they say, they're not going to make anything new. They're just going to focus on getting the stuff they've already made. I mean, and they're gonna. What didn't they say? Did I just refresh remember? They sold Zombicide.
Yeah. So I
That's
made
what
it.
A's bought it, and David Preddy is in charge of the crowdfunding division of
Yeah. So I mean,
they sold that. Well, they sold Ankh. I think they sold Blood Rage. I mean, they sold all the stuff.
well, do you see? Did you
No,
see
they
they
sold that
announced the Blood Rage sequel
to
today?
Dan. Sold that to Dan.
The Dan? Oh, really?
Yeah, the Blood Rage trilogy. Dan, you're right.
Yeah.
So I post when they announced that they sold titles to Game Salute on social media. I was like, hey, this is kind of odd, but I guess they haven't sold Zombicide, because that would be indicative if they sold Zombicide, and then like a week later they're like, we have sold Zombicide. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, that was like when Mayfair sold Catan. Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah,
It was like,
and pretended like they were going to stay afloat. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
I forgot about that.
yeah. They were
Mayfair's
like,
still
oh
around,
yeah.
just in a different format.
like I don't know what their plan was to be, but they clearly, I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
I was just
Zombicide is not really it's not really a retailer friendly game. It has to be sort of kickstarted.
but that's the model for the company, right? So and it is their cash cow, right? If when you're selling the cash cow, that's a sign.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Um,
Take.
Yeah. Because it was spawned from the website, is where the company started from. So their focus was just going to be miniature games. So
Well, and here's the deal. I mean, it's like when I certainly don't know anything about what's going on with Queen or not. But if it's like one of those things where, we need money and this is like a thing we have that's worth money, we're going to have to get rid of this so we have money.
yeah, but if it's the thing that makes you money, then you'll be like it is your plans are very short term at that point, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, and again, this is all conjecture. I know
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
I know nothing, and there's no way on earth I know what I'm talking about in this situation.
and
But
the thing I wondered about that was like, they're a public company and they're getting rid of stuff. I mean, you would think they would answer to some shareholders on the whys and what fors.
Probably will. Have they done their meeting to the shareholders at all about this stuff? I've not
I
really
haven't looked it up.
I'm
I
not
haven't
really
looked it up.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in the they're on a different stock exchange.
Yeah, they're on the was it Shanghai Stock Exchange?
I don't know.
I think so.
yeah, I mean, again, I don't know anything. I don't pretend to know
They're
anything.
on the Hong Kong
Hong Kong. Okay.
stock exchange. HKD is that in Hong Kong?
Mm-hmm.
15.015 a share. So that's
$15.
that's 15. That's 0.015 cents per
Oh,
share.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what their this is. Yeah, let me see
Their
what-
stuff is suspended, right? Currently, so you can't.
Yeah,
buy
I think it
stuff.
might have been suspended.
So I suspect that is part of why that.
I mean, at the highest, at its peak, it was worth 16 cents a share. Now I don't know
Oh,
if it's Hong Kong dollars. Yeah, Hong Kong dollars is 16 cents. Is that any?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I I hope.
That's $2 a share, by the way, 16 cents of Hong Kong dollars.
Oh wow! And considering Asmodee, I think the last time I checked it was a couple of weeks ago. It floats anywhere from 90 to 100 a share.
Oh, are they public now too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they after they got
Their first day they popped at like 110, and then they go from like 90 to back to 100, back to 90, back to 100.
What stock exchange are they on? Is that
The
NASDAQ or
United
something?
States one.
They are on the SEK stock exchange. That's the Swedish stock
Oh
exchange.
yeah.
The kroner, 124.80, whatever that is in kroner to dollars. Was it?
7 cents.
I know I've got it on my
It's $13 a share.
13.
yeah because
I mean, if you're looking at kroners,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
130 is yeah.
Yeah, that's me being a dummy.
Yeah, it's
So
$13.
I've got it on my feed, but I log into work every
Yeah.
morning. It's like, oh, what is this? What is this?
What's their market cap? 28.17 billion. SEK.
But so I mean that was kind of so they got spun off and saddled with the debt that was greater than they could possibly pay back in the given period of time, and then several months later the parent company was like, here's like $400 million to keep you afloat, and I was like, you do that because you're gonna do a initial public offering, and then a month later they did an IPO because that's the only reason
What was that? That was Embracer that gave them that?
yeah, I believe so. The either Embracer or one of their things, but I think it's the parent company that did that.
They have. Oh, I just had it up here. What was the market cap?
Like that was the and that's fine, but that was, I was just like, you don't, why would you be like, here's a crippling unpayable amount of debt, and then a few months later be like, and also here's some extra money, right? Like
Yeah.
is a weird thing unless you're going to do something with it, and that something is an IPO, and then they did the IPO, and I was like, yep, that is the reason you do that.
Their market cap is 29 billion SEK.
$52.
I think that's like 3 billion.
That's what I don't like about when who is it?
3 billion market cap. So there's a lot of shares out there.
Yeah. Free League. When you ever try to buy anything from the Free League store, it's all in SEK, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Or
Interesting.
if you do a
stuff.
crowdfunder, it's all in
Interesting
SEK.
times.
I
I noticed it's bad news. Vietnam, 20% tariff now. Pass through goods. Have you
we'll see what
heard that?
happens. It's better than 55%.
They're like bragging about this kind of stuff. Like what? It is better than 55%.
They're loading up the trucks and going to Cambodia now.
276 games for sale, brand new games. Well, they're not brand new because I've gone through the list.
Brand
No, that was on sale before. 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 That isn't new. That is new. FinSpan. Yeah, FinSpans on
Which convention was it at before? Which major convention was it at?
Just
This year?
FinSpan was released
Like
not
a couple
4 months.
ago.
It was released more than 4 months ago.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, that is not true.
It is totally true. FinSpan.
FinSpan did not get released many months.
Takedo is on the list. Oh, thank goodness. Takedo finally got released.
Which one?
Takedo, a game released in 2012, is on the list.
New version.
Oh, God.
Just release a new version, Lance. You'll get on the list.
The new shade of white for the box.
Yeah, a new shade of white for the box. Have you added anything? No. Well, I guess we did. We added the Stonemeyer Games symbol on it. So I guess.
Takedo now even whiter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we just going into a rehashing of all the games that still like nothing new? There's got to be something new in there.
I don't know. I looked at it today because I was like, you know what? I'm actually mildly interested in at least a couple of games. And I just figured I'd look through it and see what was on there. And because I wanted to check out a couple of things, and Kevin Wilson actually like reached out and asked me if I had heard about Kinfire Council, and I said I hadn't, and he talked to me a little bit about it, and I was like, that does sound interesting, but I'll never play it, so what's the point in getting one? But so then I started looking at everything, and then I was like, huh, oh really? Oh really? Oh really? As I was looking at all the games that are being released at Gen Con this year. Then I felt my blood pressure rising.
Why do you care?
And then cause I can't list my fucking games on here because I'm playing by the goddamn rules.
It's an old game, not a new release.
Mm-hmm. Shackleton Base released in 2024 hasn't been,
Not in the United States.
Pandasaurus English Edition 2024. I'm gonna
Never
go
came
by
out.
what
Didn't come out. Only just came out recently.
I'm going by what your website says
You
as
think
the
there was a copy of
premier,
Shackleton
as
Base?
the don't talk over me, as the premier board game website
Hold
in the
on.
world.
Shackleton Base was released in 2024. But when was the Panasaurus one released?
Versions. German edition 2025, Italian edition 2025, Korean edition 2025, Pandasaurus English edition, god damn it, 2025.
I'm looking at the hot thumbs for this year, and you know what's
And by the way, the release date is June 2025. So that was this month or last month.
Nobody asked.
Cyclades hot game this year.
You think so?
It's on the list. Hot game. No, I was looking to see if
I did
was
see
on
that legendary edition at Origins, and it looked pretty sweet.
Which
I'll
one?
say that. The Cyclades
Cyclades.
or Cyclades or whatever you want to.
Yeah. No, I just flipped over here to see if Battle of Hoth is on there, and it's not on the preview, or it's not on like the top thumbs.
It's not on preview?
Evan, you're still not attending.
I don't know if
Gen
it's on the
Con,
preview.
right?
I haven't put that much thought
No,
up.
sadly.
But I've just sorted them by thumbs, and it's not. I would imagine it would be like a top 5.
I heard Beth was going to be there.
Will she be back by then?
She's a ghost, man.
She's
a ghost.
Woo. Woo.
Yeah.
Well, cool. You're here, Evan. Kabuki Kid has 225 experience points. Holy cow. She's crushing it. Well done. Well done. Aldi, 75.
Loser.
What a loser. Just like your loser Gen Con preview. All right. Well, since Evan's here, we can do my second initials.
New Lord of the Rings, that Lord of the Rings Pandemic, is that coming out of Gen Con?
Supposedly.
It's not on the top of the list.
Oh, thank God we got another Lord of the Rings thing. Can't get enough of those.
Yeah. I can't get enough rings or lords.
Or pandemics. Just so dumb. Anyway.
It's a pretty good game.
If you say so. Oh, pardon me. You just bore me, Aldi. That's why I yawned. All right. We're gonna go with the initials of P S
I love you.
P. S. I just got a pop up. My son's playing Terraria. Go to bed. All right, you go. Clue number 1 has a connection to Wilson. Clue number 2. Born in 1971. Clue number 3. Had a long rivalry with a person who appeared in many camera commercials.
Matt,
Matthew
Pete Sampras.
is correct.
Oh, it's
Peter
S.
Sampras. Peter
It
Sampras.
was
The
Yeah.
tennis guy, is that what that was?
Yeah, he was a tennis guy.
Yeah, I was at no point going to get that.
Clue number 1. Founded in 1968. Hello, Robert. It's good to see you, Robert. There. Clue number 2. Had an initial connection with a group from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Clue number 3. Often features a gorilla. Clue number 4. Connected to the colors black, purple, yellow, orange, and gray.
Evan,
Go for it.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Clue number 5. In 1992, they acquired a future MVP from Philadelphia. Final clue. This Western Conference NBA team resides in Arizona.
Aldi.
Aldi.
It took me a minute. Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns. is
No
correct.
Barkley.
That's what the 1990
Well,
that's
Barkley
what
was.
that they acquired future MVP from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If I just said Barkley, it would give it away.
He was with Dr. J over there.
In its very, very beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Clue number 1. One of these is connected to an NFL team. Clue number 2. This was a main focus in a 2003 blockbuster film. Clue number 3. Frequently found made of Legos. Yes, the gorilla is their mascot, Kabuki Kid. Clue number 4. Often seen upside down at amusement parks. Clue number 5. Go for it.
Pirate ship.
Pirate ship. Clue number
They go upside
5.
down.
Down.
They go upside down. I mean,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they go the thing.
Does it go all the way around?
Yeah, well, some of them do.
Oh,
Some of them
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
I mean, some of them do. I guess some of them don't.
Clue number 5 is when I appeared in the Goonies.
One-Eyed Willie.
One-Eye Willie, baby.
What
How
are
creepy was that when he lifted up the patch and there was just bone underneath? How creepy was that? That was
Ooh.
creepy.
So creepy.
It was creepy.
Whew.
Clue number 1. This was first seen in print. Clue number 2. That year that it was seen was 1983. Clue number 3. This involves the supernatural. Clue number 4. Movie versions were seen in 1989 and later in 2019. Andy looking at his games to see if they'll give him a clue. Clue number 5. This involves animals. Final clue. The Creed family experiences tragedy in this Stephen King classic.
Aldi.
Aldi.
Pet Cemetery.
Fuck.
Pet Cemetery.
It starts with an S.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
because
okay.
it's like a in the background of the show is like it's a kid's graveyard that's like a kid like next to the normal graveyard, and like a
All
kid
right.
made the sign and
All
spelled it
right.
wrong. I remember reading
I
that
love
book when I was like
I like the movie quite a bit actually, but it's not great.
yeah, I remember reading that book like age 14, sitting in the back seat of like we were on a family trip, and I had that as my book that I was reading in the way back seat of the station wagon. I remember it just creeped me out. Spooky book.
I think the book is way scarier than the movie, but the
Oh
movie's
yeah,
good, too.
movie's not bad, but that
It
book
gets
is
goofy
scary.
at the end.
A little
A little goofy.
goofy. All right, clue number 1. His last name is frequently used in rap songs. Clue number 2. Is a former People magazine sexiest man alive. Clue number 3. Was in one of the most iconic sketches of all time on Saturday Night Live.
Matt,
Matthew.
Paul Simon.
Aldi.
Aldi.
Paul Schaefer? Oh.
Paul Schaefer, sexiest man alive.
Yeah, you never know. He was on Saturday Night Live.
4.
He's from Thunder Bay. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I
Yeah.
think I heard about that,
Clue number 4.
yeah. Excuse me.
Played banker Sam Wheat in 1990. Clue number 5.
Oh,
Was a thrill-seeking president in 1991.
come on.
Final clue. In 1987, he classically said, "Nobody puts baby in a corner."
Andy.
Oh, Ted.
I think Evan was
It was
first.
tight.
It was tight.
I have to go to the tape.
Yeah, go to the tape. Sorry.
Go to
Sorry.
the
Gotta
tape.
go to the tape. Come on. The living tribunal will make a rendering
That
here.
was really tight though.
That was close. That was close.
It's the Living Tribunal, the one with the multiple heads.
Mhm.
Transformers
Evan
movie.
was first.
Oh, yeah.
Who is Patrick Swayze?
You do not have to give me a form for question because it's not Jeopardy, but you are correct. All right, here we go. Was born in Chicago in 1946.
What? Chicago?
Born in Chicago in 1946. Number 2. During the Vietnam War, was a disc jockey for the Armed Forces Vietnam Network. That was a fun little factoid I found out today, and I was like, I'm going to share that. Number 3. Is a former weatherman.
Weatherman.
Yeah, that'll work too. Clue number 4 was a late night talk show host. Clue number 5.
Chad.
Go for it, Chad.
Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak is correct. Pat
Nice,
Sajak.
Chad.
No, because I remember, because then he hit me. Fucking, it was my fucking it was my hometown that he was he was a weatherman in Nashville.
There you go. Yeah. Clue number 5 was frequently seen near puzzles. Here we go.
Good one.
Clue number 1. Is 500, oh, sorry, is over 500 years old. Clue number 2. First appeared in 1958.
Is over
Ooh.
500 years old, but first appeared in 1958.
That is correct.
Okay.
Clue number 3 is known for their beard. Clue number 4 is known for wearing red. Clue number 5 lives in a village and makes elixirs. Final clue. He has blue skin.
Matt.
Matthew.
Oh,
Go. Get it.
Papa Smurf.
Papa
Yeah.
Smurf is correct. Papa Smurf.
Have you seen the preview for that new Smurfs movie?
No.
There's a new
No.
Smurf.
Well, a Smurfs movie. I don't think there was ever a Smurfs movie.
Oh yeah.
It's got Rihanna.
Let's do a CGI Smurf movie or something like that.
There's been lots of them.
Is
There's
there
been a
been a
bunch of them.
Smurfs movie?
yeah, there have been a couple that were more CG than this
Oh, okay.
upcoming one is. Like they were
This
like,
is more animated.
yeah.
Oh no, because it has real people in it. It's basically like they cross over into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Current scores are Aldi 3, Matt 2, Evan 1, Chad 1.
I'm on the board.
Andy, come on, man.
I'm
Come on,
trying. You
man.
keep being like sports.
Really? Papa Smurf is sports?
Right. He played tennis for Pete Sampras.
Who's good at
Smurf ball.
rugby, man?
Papa Sampras.
Pops.
I would have gotten
Pete
Papa
Smurf?
Smurf at the same time as everybody else.
Okay.
I just was not fast enough.
All right, here we go. Clue number 1. Almost exclusively found underwater. Clue number 2. Connected to the color pink.
Matt.
Go for it, Matthew.
Patrick Starfish.
Patrick Starfish, yes, or Patrick Star, I would have accepted. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Never even seen an episode.
Too much sports. Too much sports.
Patrick Star. Ah. There you go. 33110. Good one. In a sense, the first one happened on December 6th, 1921. Clue number 2 was introduced by Frank Patrick because he had become increasingly frustrated. Clue number 3 often occurs involving just 2 people. Clue number 4 is almost always happening during untimed play.
Evan,
Go for it.
penalty shot.
Penalty shot is
I didn't
correct,
know
and
that
that
was a
was
real thing.
sports. And that was sports. So, Andrew, I
Never heard of
apologize.
penalty. I was like, I thought it would have been penalty shot, but I just never heard of that.
Clue number 1. Has connections to Ty Burrell, Adam McKay, Keegan Michael Key, and more. Number 2. Was established in 1855. Clue number 3. Its motto is making life better. Clue number 4. Is connected to lions. Clue number 5. Suffered horrendous scandal in 2011 involving inappropriate behavior.
Andy,
Final. Andrew.
Pennsylvania State.
Pennsylvania State or Penn State is correct. Yes. The anyway, we won't go into the horrible.
Again, at a
Sports.
disadvantage.
Sports.
Yeah, sports. You got sports.
Or it's-
Yeah, but thankfully that guy was convicted and sent away for the rest of his life. So, clue number 1. Several of these can be seen in 2000. Sorry. Several of these can be seen in the 2012 movie The Dark Knight Rises. Clue number 2. Was established in 1933. Clue number 3. Has a connection to a specific kind of curtain. Clue number 4. Is connected to a very popular ketchup brand. Clue number 5. Seen in black and gold and has a logo only on one side. Final clue. This NFL football team
Yeah,
has
man.
won. Matthew?
Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Evan, do you think
oh,
that
Evan
you...
called in too.
I thought so.
I didn't hear Evan at all. I didn't hear. You
I didn't hear
gotta
him
be
at
more
all.
forceful.
Hmm.
The ketchup connection is Heinz. The Heinz family owns them. I didn't even hear Evan. Kabuki, go back.
So it was Evan first. I know he'd get it, so I'll give it to him.
Steelers,
Yeah, of
Pittsburgh
course he would
Steelers.
get
It isn't technically Evan was first.
All right, Evan gets it. Woo!
Evan, what's your
I
answer?
was like, wait a minute. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wrong. All right. With 3 left, it is anybody's game.
Wow,
Literally anybody can win with 3 left.
nice.
Chad and Andy both have 1. Evan has 2. Aldi and Matt with 3.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh no, Evan doesn't. Evan's got
Evan has
3.
3.
Evan's got 3. Oh wow, look at that. Look at
Tie
that.
game, folks.
3 left. Here we go. The first time this term was used was 1839, which was surprising to me. Clue number 2 is heavily connected to an FX TV drama that aired from 2003 to 2010. Yeah, Cookie said Evan was very quiet though. Clue number 3 is often discussed on The Real Housewives.
Matt,
Matthew.
premarital sex?
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Desperate Housewives. Come on.
I said The Real Housewives.
Oh, same
Can
thing.
you,
Pretty
wait,
much.
can you go back to clue number 2? What was clue number 2?
Nope.
No, we don't go back. Clue number 4. An extreme version of this took place in a Nicolas Cage movie.
Andy,
Andrew,
plastic surgery.
plastic surgery. I want to take his face
There you go.
off. Great movie.
Yeah.
Great.
Really
movie.
good movie.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah.
No. But
I liked it a lot.
it's total complete schlock is what it is.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so bad. It's so good.
No bad. It's good.
Andy, you need to run the table. Chad, to win. Chad, you need to run the table to have a tie with 2 left. Here we go. It is disputed, but it is commonly believed this was first introduced in 1974. Number 2. The first word is used to imply the size. Clue number 3. This is often found in a freezer. Clue number 4. Can be found at fast food restaurants. Clue number 5. This is most often an
Aldi.
appetizer. Aldi.
Oh, it's probably plastic straw.
I will repeat clue 5 in its entirety. This is often an appetizer or side dish.
Matt,
Matthew.
popcorn shrimp.
Popped corn shrimp. All right, so that eliminates Andy. That eliminates Chad. If Aldi or Evan get the last one, they tie. Anybody else, Matthew's the big stinking winner. Here we go. Clue number 1 are infrequently highlighted by mainstream media.
Infrequently highlighted.
Infrequently highlighted. Arguably, the first one to become a household name was in 1972.
Andy, but I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna let somebody do it.
No, you gotta go, Andy.
Oh, okay.
You
Uh,
can king make.
I don't want to kink make though. I'm gonna
gotta do
postscript. P.S.
No, you lie, you cheater. You know what the answer is. Say it, Andrew.
I
Say
know
it. Say
Nope.
it.
Nope.
Yes.
I already answered.
Andrew, I'm so disappointed in you.
I'm not gonna
That's
kink
part
make.
of the game. That's
I
part
don't
of the game.
I don't. I'm gonna let other people do it. But
Clue number 3. Often work under contract. Clue number 4. Rarely use their real name. Clue number 5. Has a connection to Mark Wahlberg. Final clue. Donald Trump was a part of a scandal that involved a non-disclosure agreement signed by his
Matt?
attorney, Matthew.
Did somebody else ring
You
in
might wanna
too? I
check
want to
that
make sure
time
it was
on
me.
that.
Oh, check the time. Check the time.
Yeah, check that.
Matt
Just-
has a more forceful name. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he
just
was
like
in strong. I'll
he
admit.
just comes in strong. Everybody else is like, oh, Evan, can I go now? Maybe Evan. Just like-
Because of my big microphone.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'd like to ring in this Evan, please. Come on, Kabuki, give me the answer. Goes to Matt.
Porn star?
Is
Question?
correct. And Andy, you had it anyway. You couldn't. It would have been nothing. You would have gotten a point. You would have felt good about yourself.
I couldn't even
And
tie, right? Like
I would like the record to show that naive, cute little innocent Andy knew it on the knew that answer. On the
What did you
second
get it
clue.
off of, Andy?
The 1972, like the first one of these, arguably well known, was in
Oh, Deep Throat?
1972.
no. No, the
Debbie
Uh,
Does Dallas.
is
one of
Debbie Does
those?
Dallas?
the other clue I think was stronger. We were
Well, no, you called in after the second clue.
yeah.
And the first clue was the fact that they were very infrequently mentioned in mainstream media.
Oh,
And then
really?
the
You
second
got it
one
from
was
that.
the first one that became a household name was arguably in 1972.
Good for you.
And then you rang in, you're like 1970. That was a good year. You're like
No.
looking at you're staring down
I-
the distance, but he's looking at his tapes right now.
It was
1972. Yeah, there we go.
no, it was definitely more the first clue. I was sitting there and I was like, what would you what are you not gonna talk about in mainstream media? And I was like just like going through like topics. I was like,
Paul Schaefer.
Yeah,
Paul
Paul
Schaefer.
Schaefer, that
Paul
bastard.
Schaefer.
Get off
What a
of Paul
rip.
Schaefer's back.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. Yeah, I just oh, hey, Jeremy's on? Oh, Jeremy. Hey, y'all. My ass should be in bed, but it's great to see this is still alive and well. Motherfucker. Jeremy, I've been doing this before you even started doing your crazy jambalaya channel. So this is the longest running weekly vidcast on YouTube ever.
You could go on camera, Jeremy. We'd love to
Yeah.
have you.
Yeah, you still have access. You can go on. But that's fine. He's too cool. He's too cool for it. That's fine. Yeah.
Getting called out.
Yeah.
We went for barbecue with Jeremy at Gamma. It was good.
Yeah, we did. That was awesome.
Oh, why don't you brag about it?
Well, it
Okay.
was delicious.
So
And
it was
awesome.
Wednesday night. Hey, what's your last question, Lance?
I don't have a question. That was the last one.
That was the last one? Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it was
you
one.
won. That it came down to that one. It was
Oh,
like that was why it was a king making. You know, I mean, you're the big winner.
I'm the big wiener.
You're the big wiener.
I saw somebody do, speaking of wieners, I saw somebody do a hack today for Costco, taking the cheese and pepperoni layer off of the pizza and wrapping it around the hot dog wiener and then putting it back in the bun and then adding your toppings.
It's like a
and-
pizza dog or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gross. Although I do like the Costco hot dogs.
The gross. I'll have one, please.
Yeah, I'll take two.
Yeah. There's this one guy that does these reaction videos, chef reactions. You ever watch them?
No.
And he watches these people do these like horrific fucking like dropping blocks of cheese in these big pans to put in the slow cooker or whatever. He's like, oh my God. And then at the end of the video, he's like, yeah, like 2 out of 10.
Oh, that guy, yeah. He goes,
yeah.
I'll eat a good portion of that. He goes,
Yeah,
2 out of 10, I'll eat a good portion of it. But I won't feel good about it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fine. What is he called? What's his name? Yeah, what is his name? He comes up in my feed all the time.
It's chef reactions, but he never says his
Yeah, I
actual
forget his name. He's got some other name, I thought. But
All right.
He
It's
always
one.
finds like the grossest stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
How
forgot.
do people think this is like a recipe? Just it feels like just people are making crap up. Ugh.
So I forgot. I had something that happened to me that had never happened to me before in my life. This is weird. And this is not a grievance. But it's going to sound like I'm talking about a grievance, but it's not a
Good as
grievance.
chef reactions, by the way.
It is.
I went to go like sometimes in the morning, like I'll go to like, my kids like McDonald's breakfast or whatever, and it's just whatever. So I'll drive, and my wife will sometimes get the breakfast burritos they have, which she likes that, the whatever. So I went to the McDonald's, ordered the food. They got there, they're like, your hash browns aren't ready yet, so could you pull up to the next window? I said, yeah, cool, that's fine. They have a second window that they can open up, and like when it's winter, they don't have to walk outside in the cold to give stuff. But regardless, so they walked over, and the thing opened up, and this kid, I mean, I'm guessing the minimum age is like 16, so I'm guessing he was 16, 17 years old, standard pimply faced teenager, right? Just he had braces. He looked, like he just looked like a kid, whatever. And he had a bag of food, and he like looked at he had the food in his hand, and he was looking at this receipt, and he was looking at the bag, and he had the bag, and then I was waiting for him to hand me the food, and I was like, that's cool. And then he he turned and he showed me the receipt, and he said, is this your order? And I was like, well, is that my food? And then I kind of confused him, and he said, I can't read. Is this your order?
What?
And I looked at him, and I was like, you can't, like, is like the receipt was like no, it wasn't illegible. And I was like, and so I looked at it, and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't read. And I was like,
What?
that's my order. And he's like, okay, thanks. And he handed me my stuff. And I was just completely flabbergasted. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like,
How old
and I
was
was
he?
just, what?
How old was he?
Like 16, 17 years old. I mean, he was working at McDonald's. So, I mean,
How did he get a job there?
that's what I was like saying. It's like, I mean, how do you, I mean, admittedly,
Maybe he
there would
didn't have
have
his
to be,
glasses.
I don't know, man, maybe.
That
I don't know.
seems like probably the
But I
more
mean, wouldn't you then just
likely.
go like this so then you can see it?
I mean, I
you
can't
would.
do that even with if I don't have
But
glasses. I
yeah,
can,
but you're 50 years old, man. Yeah, I
that's
mean,
true.
like this is like a
But
16.
some kid might he might have some kind of vision problem.
It was I to this day I'm like I'm trying to like figure out if the guy was he just pranking me to see what I would
But
say.
why would he even look at the receipt just to like I don't know. Seems weird.
All right. That
The
is
story
tragic.
is sus, Lance.
That is
And all
fucking
I could think of
tragic.
was like
Maybe he got dirt in his eye or something.
I don't know. I mean, but I was just one of those things where it's like um I'm sorry we failed you as a society. I mean,
I
just
can't
like if you
imagine
if you honestly
McDonald's
like
would
could
hire someone
read.
who can't read.
We're gonna like move towards failing far more people like pretty quick here. Like the amount of schools in the US that are just passing horrendous rules and pulling stuff out of their books and stuff is super messed up. And the amount of schools that are not making adjustments for the fact that AI exists is gonna jank people real hard too. There's gonna be entire school districts where the kids are gonna get out of it and be in college and
And know
not be able
nothing.
to do anything at all because teachers were still doing things like assigning basic homework that somebody can chat GPT the answers to, or having people write papers not while they're in the classroom. Like it's like, that if it's being graded, it occurs in the classroom now. And if your school is not doing that, then there are people who are going to be functionally illiterate leaving that school.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to respond to that. I was just like,
No.
okay, thanks,
Nor I.
appreciate it. You know.
On that note, good night, everybody.
All right, good night, Matthew.
Thanks,
Good night, sir.
folks. Good night.
Yeah, I need to go to sleep too. It is 1 a.m. here.
Yeah,
Oh,
likewise.
you got a big day of, you know. I didn't even get a chance to publicly harangue you for the fact that you're going to publish Camp Grizzly, making my copies of it worthless. So
Yeah,
thanks
Sell it
again.
now.
Thanks
I
again,
Sell it
jerk.
now. Sell it now.
we try. That's what we have a list. We blew it up poster size. We were like, what are Lance's most valuable things?
Yeah.
That he doesn't play.
One
Just
by
sits on the
one.
shelf.
Shut
we
up.
will-
Doesn't matter if I play them or not. The
You-
value.
Do you have like
The
Warhammer
value.
Quest and Glory to Rome and some other things like that
Yeah.
that we can
Oh,
By the way,
I have,
someone
I
listed
have,
a
I
Glory to
have,
Rome
I have
black
both
box.
I have both the black box and the bad art version of
Oh,
Glory to
well,
Rome.
well, that
Check
Double-
BGG. Someone listed a Glory to Rome at $736 or
Yeah,
something.
it's crazy.
It rang my, because anything that's like listed over like $250 to $300, I get alerted.
I got
And
yeah.
I was like 700.
I got
What?
into an incredibly pointless argument with Josh, one of my bosses at Great Fox Games, when I was talking about Glory to Rome with him, and he was like, "Well, it's just the inferior version of whatever game by Carl Chudik," and I was just like,
Which one?
"Yeah, I figure which one." He mentioned some other
Motainai?
design. I think it was Motainai. Yeah, I think that's what he said. Motainai was the. And I was just like, yeah, you're wrong. He's like, and then we got into like a 30-minute argument about it. It was just the most stupid thing to get an argument about. And but I always get rankles in my fur whenever somebody ever comes into a situation. Well, obviously, if you want to enjoy the lesser version, I'm not going to stop you. I'm like, well, fuck you, pal. Just like, I hate that argument. I mean, like, you could just say, but I mean, it's demonstrably a better game because of this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, it's like, ugh. But yeah, Montanai, he was like, and I mean, I played Montanai, and I don't think it was bad, but it was nothing close to Glory to Rome. I mean, just
Yeah.
Glory to
Yeah.
Rome's great.
The Camp Grizzly Plus expansions was in the 800 to 1,000 range, for sure.
Now it ain't worth the spittle it would take for me to be angry.
No, I'm
Um,
sure it's still got some value, but
I'm sure. I mean, I have a copy of Warhammer Quest that I haven't played in forever. I've got a copy of Space Hulk that's just assembled but hasn't been played in years. I mean, Renegade ruined my Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition.
Nightmare
yeah.
Chess was no, they redid Nightmare Chess. Nightmare Chess was like a couple $100 for a while. But they I think they recently redid that.
Not to change subject, but you know what game I have never seen anybody play in person? The like super deluxe version of Terraforming Mars that was going to have like the 3D pieces and stuff like that. I've never
Yeah.
seen that in person ever anywhere.
I've
I'm
seen
sure
it.
I'm sure people have played it and I'm sure it exists, right? I mean, it's not like it's like vaporware or anything.
No, I got it.
Never seen it.
Did
I
you
think
see
I
the
saw somebody
announcement
playing
of
at the Gathering one year, but that was about it.
the Legacy Terraforming Mars?
No.
It's on my Facebook feed today from Fricks. I don't think anybody has put it in BGG yet, but
All
they
right.
say
All right, Andrew. Good to see you. Hope to
Sorry.
see you again.
Didn't
But
mean to
if I
cut you
don't
off
see you
there,
on a
I'll be-
Wednesday night coming up, I'll definitely see you. What time? What day do you get in? Are you flying in Wednesday or Tuesday?
Probably I think it's the Tuesday. I would have to double check. I think it's the Tuesday.
Yeah, I get in like at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock on Tuesday, and then but I won't have anything to put away or do anything in my booth until Shane gets there on Wednesday. But last year I had tickets to fly in on a Wednesday, and my flight was so delayed I didn't get in till like 10, and he was so mad that he had to put the booth together. He told me I had to go in a day earlier this year. So it happens.
Sorry, I interrupted Aldi. Aldi should continue his.
No. I'm gonna listen to Aldi talk about his thing now, and you can go away.
Okay, bye.
See you, buddy. So
What
yeah,
was I
no,
talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even
Something,
remember now.
something about something. You're so, what's on your
But
phone?
these-
What,
it's
what, what, what's,
terrible.
what's the, what
Well,
TikTok
you
video
know,
you're
if I
watching?
get interrupted, I'm just gonna go to my phone. It's not a big deal.
Oh,
So
okay.
here's the
I
question.
get
I've never
interrupted. What am I supposed to do? I just like listen. I don't know. I feel like I'm
Yeah, that's
natural
what I do.
reaction.
So I do. I listen because I'm a good listener. Because I
So
like my friends.
I've never played Glory to Rome. Is it worth
No,
$700?
no,
No.
700? No.
no. It's not worth
No.
it. It's not worth 700. No, I mean it's a good game.
It's it's kind of wild and crazy and fun, but like, you
Yeah.
know, play innovation, play.
It's got a lot of interesting little. Yeah,
Yeah.
innovation is just as good.
It's got, I mean, it's multi-use cards, a lot of
Yeah.
following actions. It's sometimes
And
tough to know
Motai
who's,
is like 90% of the same game.
it's
But without-
sometimes it's tough to know who's winning at any given time, you know,
Yeah.
which is what a kind of night, you know, he's all of a sudden somebody's like, oh, I made the catacombs, I win. What? You know, just like, yeah, so it's got
It's a
stuff
real
like
shame
that.
it's not out anymore, man.
Yeah.
Seems like such a weird.
Well,
Yeah.
the guy was mad because it ruined his, he had to cash in his 401k to whatever, and he got super mad, and then he's like, I'm never gonna make anything
early
ever
days
again.
Kickstarters, yeah.
Yeah, the fast and free, like not the highly polished Kickstarters we have now, where like, you know, it's like people are like, oh, I hope we hit the stretch goals. You know, that's already baked into the price before anybody ever started. You know, the old days of when people could suggest, I think this would be a cool thing to add. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's, yeah, cool. We didn't think of that, so we don't have it figured into our budget, so
Right.
that's not going to happen. So, but thank you. You know, I mean, it's just it's so weird now compared to what it was. The footloose and fancy free days of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Was it better back then? When
I don't know.
you really were funding somebody's hopes and dreams?
Kinda. It's just a pre-order thing now.
Yeah.
There's still
I-
some.
Not all
Yeah.
pre-order. It's mostly pre-order.
Yeah, it's mostly pre-order stuff.
I'm sure I forced you guys to watch my horrible, like 5-minute Kickstarter video from 2013, I think. It was amazing and horrible.
For like your band or whatever it was.
No, it was for a board game.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah. It was
I
like,
can remember the old TMG ones were just Michael talking.
I remember the one where he acted like the Swedish chef. Said nothing. That was great.
Yes. It was yeah, that was weird.
It was weird.
I remember when he had that idea to do um we sold that one that Coin Age game, Pay What You Want.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was a pay what you want, and because it didn't get made in time, I think I've told this story before, that when he it made X, whatever X was, and the whole point of it was that he was making the game so it would fit in this envelope that was like this and like this, and it was going to weigh this much, and it was going to be this thick, and it was going to be, and it could be sent. The whole thing could just be sent as itself with a stamp on it, and he could put it in the mail, and it would cost him whatever. It was something like, he had worked it out. It was like $1.14 or something like that to be like to send it. He put a stamp on the outside of the box, and the thing was like sealed, and you just get it in the mail from the thing. And so his whole thing was like, as long as enough people give me like $2 or more, I'll make money off this. And most people like gave $5. They're like, yeah, I'll give you $5 or
Is
whatever.
that
And
like
he
the
only,
bottle cap game?
yeah, and then he only delivered it to like the US or something like that. It was just one of those things. And then it made a ton of money. relatively. I don't even know. I'd have to look for it. Kickstarter coinage.
Coinage, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then that spawned a bunch of a
Yeah.
pay what you want area control. So yeah, it was 65 grand, 9,055 people. Yeah, pay what you want, $3. Well, it is pay what the suggested pledge is $5. So it was like the minimum was $3. And that was this whole thing was like it was as long as I get enough people to pay me $3, it'll be fine, and we'll get this. And so like people were like, you know, and then when it came time to send it, like literally in the time that it took to print it and then go, the post office raised the price of shipping for that from whatever it was like a $1.14, and it cost him $2.75 instead. And like not enough people paid the amount, and he ended up actually like letting a couple of employees go because of it, because he didn't have any money to pay them. He's like, one of them even said that was like one of the saddest moments that was the saddest look that he'd ever seen when he brought like basically 9,000 copies of this game to the post office to drop them off and like pay all the money on it. Like just like stuff like that. I mean, that's like a weird story that like it just the like um you don't we talk about tariffs and stuff like that, but that was back when the whole that was Kickstarter um in its heyday.
9,000 backers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Looks
that's
like
just.
I did. I paid $12.
And then we had that was when TMG had like 4 or 5 of those little
Pocket.
games that came in those envelopes.
Was it Burgoo? The town ain't big enough for the 3 to 5 of us, and
then there was one called Templar Knights or something like that, which was like a weird
it's a
hidden
little
roll
weird
thing.
card game. Yeah.
It was a weird hidden roll game that Michael actually designed. He actually designed that one. And he was like, and then like after it got really, really bad ratings from people, he was like, I should never design games again. He was just like
That's sad.
yeah, I mean, it was just, yeah, I mean, he just, I mean, it was just, that was fine, but I mean, um, but I remember playtesting, the one that he had. Yeah, Templar Intrigue is what it was called. Yeah. Did not require a moderator, had no player elimination, and plays very fast. You can buy a copy for $4 right now. God, it's from a million years ago.
Mm-hmm. That is we were at BGG Fall one year, and what was it? Flip City had just been come out.
Yeah, which was an okay game, but I mean that
Yeah.
was but I remember like Michael always, and I'm not trying to trash on TMG or anything like that, but Michael always had this idea of like he always had this idea of like how can I make a game with as little components as possible. So it costs his whole idea was, and in a lot of ways, if you can find something that hits, it's true, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna make this game that's gonna cost me $1. Just throw out a number. It's gonna cost me $1 to make and ship this to my warehouse, and I'm gonna get people to pay me $10 for it. That was like his mentality. And if I can do that, and I can sell 50,000 of them, think of all the money I'm gonna make. Like that was, and then his whole idea was, okay, if I print off 10,000 copies of this, I'm only out $10,000. But over the course of the period of time, I'm gonna sell all these for $10 a piece, and I'm gonna sell, and so then I'm gonna make all that money off that. Like, and that was, and it makes sense in a certain way, but unfortunately, it was one of those things where it's like, you just can't. It doesn't. That just doesn't work, right? I mean, it's like there's
People
only
want
so
a
many.
piece. They want quality games.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like so. His whole idea with Flip City was like, oh, this is a game you can play while you're waiting in line at the movie theater or something like that. I was like, nobody
Yeah.
wants to play a game while they're waiting in line at the movie theater.
Nobody, yeah, no one's gonna play that.
You know, I mean, they're gonna just take out their phone and watch a video or listen to something. I mean, it's just, it was, I got, I understood why he thought the way he did. It didn't like make sense to me in a lot of ways. I don't know.
Could it be because that was about the same time, that he went to Tokyo Game Market, and that was like a love letter time. Do you think he got too enamored hunting for the next love letter?
I think in a way, I mean, absolutely. I think in a way he did that. I mean,
I mean,
I think
everybody
and there were a lot of people. I mean, when we went
Yeah.
to Tokyo Game Market, I mean, there was
It was a
a-
feeding frenzy.
oh, it was a feeding frenzy because
Everybody
that's
wanted
when
the next love letter.
yeah, and everybody thought they would find the next love letter there, and the whole thing is like there really only was one
There
love
was
letter.
only one love letter.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember when AEG discovered that. I remember Todd. I mean, this sounds like I'm bragging here, but I remember like I went to Gen Con. That was before I worked for anybody. And that was when AEG was like one of the first companies ever to like reach out to me and ask me to give feedback and stuff. They're like, "Would you mind? And we'll be happy to give you free games." And I was like, "Cool, I'll give you feedback and stuff." And then he actually had me go and meet him for dinner, and we played. And then he had another person from AEG there, and we played a three-player game of Love Letter. I was like one of the first people ever to play it. And he's like, "What did you think?" And I was like, and I didn't really like it. I was like, and I didn't really grasp it. I mean, I was just kind of like, is that all there is? Is that all there is to it? I was just kind of like, and then obviously I was wrong, because they sold 8 million copies of it or whatever it is, and they made how many different versions of it now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, that was a weird little moment. I mean, I remember that. I mean, God, I remember you couldn't go anywhere without people. Everybody had a copy of that.
I
And
still
then,
teach people love letter,
oh, it totally holds up. And the game completely and totally holds up.
especially in this mindset where everybody wants to play a 30-minute or less game.
Yeah.
I mean, and it definitely, I mean, it has that, I mean, it has uh, the reveal moment. I mean, like any game that has a reveal moment, it inevitably creates a moment of suspense.
Mhm.
And people like that. And the moment of suspense, the build up, and then the release. I mean, that's why we go to scary movies. That's why we go to like we inherently want that moment of suspense, and it has that in it. And then there's like Lovecraft Letter, which was like the worst time I've ever had playing a game.
I heard
Ever.
people like that one.
You'll never forget it.
Just an entire table of people just hating on me,
I
including
picked
my
a
wife.
copy up. I picked a copy up this weekend.
Including my wife.
Back in print. I played it
Um,
like 5 times at BGG Spring.
yeah. Did
Great
you
entertainment.
did you ever score 0 points and have everybody else score all the
Probably.
points?
Probably.
Yeah. Did they all like make fun of you and
No.
yeah. Oh. Okay, just checking. Um yeah, I don't know. I mean
It would have
that
been great if you pulled off like a Cthulhu win at the very end.
it would have been,
Awesome.
but I didn't. I got jammed and destroyed. And much to and then nobody even cared who won. Nobody even remembers who won that goddamn game. They just remember how hilarious it was that I was having zero fun. That's
That was the
that's what
point.
everybody remembers.
Yep.
Trying to remember what is another game out there? Obviously we're talking about Glory to Rome and stuff, but what is another game that's out there that is like that's like if you have a copy, it's worth money right now, and not like something like an auto print 3M bookshelf game or something like that. I'm
Oh.
talking about a game that's like um that exists that
A rare
like
game.
well, I mean like something they're like, oh, I own this, and it's like actually popular, but for whatever reason, it's not being reprinted, or it's been forever since they've had a reprint.
There was something recently. I was surprised how expensive it was.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this the other day. Is Race for the Galaxy still being made?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Is it? It's got to be.
I don't know. That's what I was just like, because I mean, you never hear anybody talk about that game, and that game is amazing.
I was never a big fan of Race for the Galaxy. I just felt you were like digging for
Yeah,
cars.
it's still being made. You can buy it. I mean,
Okay.
it's in stock everywhere.
I mean, the thing about that game is that, like, I did think it got bloated with all the expansions, like, all the extra stuff. I mean, that original game, that original box has all the fun you need in that first box. But man, oh man, I just remember. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like the iconography is a killer. It's a goddamn killer the first time you play that game.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you needed a better player reference sheet than they supplied for you. But man, once you got going in that game, it was so amazing.
Well, I was when I was doing the geek market video, one of the things I researched was just looking at random games to put on the screen, and oddly enough, the Alvin and Dexter expansion for Ticket to Ride. Have you looked at the prices of that
No,
on the geek market? I think the lowest priced one is $40.
really,
It's
that little tiny expansion.
dude, yeah, that little two miniatures, the little spaceman and the dinosaur.
Well, I'm sure it's one of those that doesn't get reprinted, and it's just a thing people want to have so they can say, I have everything.
Mhm.
I mean, everything's a goddamn collectible. So, I mean, um, I just, yeah, it's like, what else though? I mean, it's just, um, I mean, I just can't think of anything that's like out there that like needs to be reprinted or that like people are like, oh, thank goodness we have that still, or you have a copy of that. I can't believe it. That's worth some money.
I mean, there's always going to be stuff like Space Hulk or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll come back to the well. I think Space Hulk needs to stay around. I'm on the wagon that I think somebody should come and make a new print run of Take It Easy.
Mm.
I love that game.
Tigers and Euphrates is that a print?
Yeah, but somebody will reprint that. I mean,
$195 on Noble Knights, the only copy on being sold right now that I can see.
Crazy.
Wow.
eBay, you can get cheaper ones on eBay.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that just because Yangtze and whatever came out? That it's like that's
Kinda.
basically it, but not
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, kind of.
Did Mystery of the Abbey get reprinted?
It did.
Yeah. I was so excited to finally play that, and then I did, and I was like, that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just,
I didn't care for it.
I mean, it just
Too
was
chaotic.
Is
yeah.
that the one with like the?
It's like
Oh, no, I'm
it's
thinking
like
of it.
playing Clue, except it's like monks, and the monks like have different hairstyles and different noses.
Yeah, you have like short monk, medium monk, tall monk, fat, skinny.
Okay, I didn't play.
And then
And
weird
you're trying to
things.
find out who the killer was or whatever.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then there's weird things that happen, like
But-
you can
Yeah.
get a vow
Oh.
of silence, then you can't talk at the table anymore, and
But all your data can get shuffled, which is super annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like too chaotic.
Yeah.
Because it's a deduction game, and you're going around trying to figure out who the killer is, right? And then when like something will happen in the game, and like all your shit gets shuffled.
Yeah. No thanks.
Like, that's not fun.
I do remember, man, there was a Queen game. I remember, me and Joel Eddy, not Joe,
Joe Eddy.
Joel,
Who's
Joe Eddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Joe
who's-
Eddy. Have it all,
Uh,
Joe Eddy.
yeah, I just talked to him. I gave him a call because I realized I hadn't talked to him in forever, and I was just
Yeah.
like, man, I got to talk to Joel. And we had a good conversation. He's like, why are you calling me? I was like, because I haven't talked to you in forever, and you don't go to conventions anymore.
Why are you calling me?
Yeah, why are you calling me? He
Sure.
was like, because he was like, oh, what's going on? And he's like, do you need a video done? I was like, no, I just hadn't talked to you in forever. And it was just like, I mean, you're like, we used to be inseparable. We used to talk on the phone like every week. What was the fucking Queen game that Joel and they sat us down and they had us play it. It was like kind of a fantasy themed game.
Immortals.
No, it wasn't Immortals. This is farther back than that. It was fantasy themed and like you had to like you had warriors and you fought and killed monsters. God, what was the name of that freaking game?
Was
You
it
know,
Treasure
one of the
Hunters or-
things that I despise.
Oh no, I know what it was. It was that the Mike Elliott game.
Yes. What was it
What was
called?
the name of that one? I don't. I remember it. Like I feel like
Like
it was really
Warriors?
hot at one point.
Yeah,
Like,
it had this moment where like everybody wanted
yeah,
to
everybody's
play
like
it.
wanted that game. And
You know,
then
and I really liked Greed by them, and I thought that was a super
Greed is
cool
pretty
game.
good.
Everybody kind of took a shit on it, and then they did a didn't that get reprinted as like a new thing?
It's
I don't know.
it uses similar mechanics. It's not the same game.
What's the new one called? Why can't I remember the name of
Blood
it?
Colony, Moonbath, or Moon
Yeah,
Colony.
yeah, that's it. That's it. It got re-implemented
I
into
played that.
Not the same.
It's fun.
not
No.
hold on a second. I gotta find this game now. It's just driving me crazy. that I
Another
can't think of
one,
it.
another one that used to be pretty popular. It's pretty expensive now. Mercator,
Yeah.
and I mean, some of
What was
that's
that
because of
game?
Rado, because Rado harps about that all the time.
Why can't
Loves
I think of the
Mercator.
name of this game? It's driving me.
I'm looking for it.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Did you see the New York Yankees are giving away a Costanza bobblehead where he's sleeping under the desk?
No.
Yeah.
Was it? Did you get it from a game night or
You have to
something?
go to a game. It's a New York Yankees thing. Like it's
Runestones?
like bobblehead
No,
night.
it wasn't Runestones.
Apparently, it's being sold. for a while.
Samarkand, Serengeti, Shogun. No. You know, I should have just searched under a Mike Elliott as the designer, and that probably would have been
Yeah, that might
easier.
have been easier.
Why can't I find this? Oh, Thieves, great game, great game. And it's all to tell this quick story about playing this game
With Joe Eddie.
with Joe Eddie.
The old Joe Eddie, you're in Joe Eddie.
Good
down
old
the
Joe
truck.
Eddie. Me and him, we sat down and played that game there, and me and Joe Eddie,
We had 3 beers apiece, and we had to play this game before the beers is gone.
Yeah, it was just
You know,
like
Joe
What was the
Eddie.
name of that game?
I don't remember anything after that
I gotta
day with
fi-
me
I
and
gotta
Joe
find
Eddie. It wasn't Castelli. It wasn't. You know, maybe somebody said check chat. Is anybody in chat like suggested something? You know what I don't like when like there's a game like Escape or something like that, and then it has like 7,000 expansions that are all like one card, and you like, but those are all releases. Those are all things you have to scroll by when you're trying to find this stupid fucking game that I just want to tell this quick story about. I'm just gonna search by designers then. I'm just gonna search
I'm
by
looking for
designer
it.
because I'm just mad. I'm just mad. I'm so mad right now.
It was not Immortals,
No, we established.
not Thunderstone.
211 games for Mike Elliott.
I
Holy
know.
crap.
Yeah, didn't Mike Elliott do Lorcana? He was like the
No.
brainchild behind that one, I thought.
Did he? No, I don't think so.
I think they did a video or something where he was talking about Lorcana.
Maybe it wasn't Mike
Maybe.
Elliott.
No, I don't think it was. I don't know who it was. They did a video.
Lost Legends.
Is it Mike Elliott?
It's like Elliott. Yes. Lost Legends.
Yes, Lost Legends.
Oh, that one had like
Massively
had a print problem or something.
So Lost Legends. So they asked us
You get
to
it for
sit
$9
down and play it. And now Mike Elliott sat there with us to answer questions about it. We were at Gen Con and they had it. And this was before it was released. And we sat down to play. And we were going through the process of like playing it or whatever. And Z was playing it with us too, like way back in the day. And I remember like
Z Garcia.
Yeah, Z Garcia. And I remember we were sitting there and we were playing it, and then like literally there was a moment where like right before my last turn of my game, like somebody played a card or did something to me to basically take every single point that I had and remove it and replace it with their points. So I lost the game. And and Joel was like, that's horrible. And you need to take that out of the game immediately. He's like, and Mike was like, well, that's just kind of one of those things that can happen. He's like, I would never want to play a game that had that there was like, oh hey, I'm going great, and now you lost.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to be able to defend yourself against that. He's like, that is horrible. And I just remember that. And I was just like, and I remember, yeah, all that to tell that story. But I mean,
I remember
but
when Lost Legends was released, it wasn't really done when they first debuted it.
I do remember that too.
And they
Yeah.
had to like do more, and then it went to Kickstarter, I think, and I don't know.
Yeah. But it was okay. But anyway. So that was it was okay. I mean, I just remember that. I mean, God, that was a game too. Everybody talked about like it was gonna like set the world on fire, and then it didn't set any worlds on fire.
Game I wish it would come back in print. It's not extremely valuable, but I enjoyed the crap out of it. Dungeon Quest. Love that game.
I still have my Fantasy Flight version of that.
I do too. I love that
Fun
game.
about it.
Huh?
What's fun about that one?
Oh, it's not necessarily balanced. It's straight Euro trash, or not Euro trash, but it's a Ameritrash game. It's basically you play an adventurer, and each person is playing. Say you're playing with 4 players. It's a corner of the board. The board's just invisible as you go in, and in the center of the board is a dragon that you're trying to steal loot from. But it's totally random as you go through the thing, and you draw cards. Like maybe you'll fall in the pit trap. Maybe you'll go one step in and get killed by a guillotine. Maybe you
Guillotine.
yeah. It's wacky. It's
$349 on eBay.
Yeah, it's wacky. It was an old I think it was an old GW title.
It
was
a Games
an old
Workshop
GW
game.
title,
It was
yeah.
an old Games Workshop game.
Yeah, but it was just so it's impossible to play like the same game twice in that.
I still remember like I picked that up at Gen Con when they released it. They released it early. They like flew copies in, and I brought it home. I invited all my friends over, and they're like, "You got to play this." And we had always heard about this mythical Dungeon Quest game, like, oh, it was just amazing, because of its like insanity and how deadly it was. And I remember my friend Jason, he walked into a room. There was like, you see a corpse in the corner. You want to inspect it? He said yes. Turn a card over. It's covered in scorpions.
Right. Yeah.
Causing you to run into the next room. He runs into the next room. He draws a tile. The tile is like a bottomless pit. I was like,
Yeah.
roll under your agility to save. I failed. You fall in the pit and die. He's like, what? So do I get another character? No, you're done.
You're done.
It's just like, yeah, you're out.
Yeah, I've played it with Dee, my wife. She literally went in one square, found $50, and came back out after one turn and ended up winning. She says, "Yeah, go ahead, just do what you need to do," and she's just going to sit there with $50 and not do anything.
Well, because but then that's the cheap way to win, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's. But I mean, it has one major issue. The combat in it is nonsensical and stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the combat needs it's an unnecessarily obtuse combat system.
I don't use the card system it's in it. I use the alternate dice system, where it's like do agility test to hit, and if you or agility test or whatever your major attribute is, you roll under that. If that causes a hit, they roll under their major attribute. It causes a hit, and so it's like how lucky are you versus how lucky are they? So,
you know what game I wish would come back that you're never gonna guess it. Million years.
Othello.
Othello.
No, that came out and it was hot shit, and then when people played it, it died very, 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 very quickly. because it wasn't done right yet, or wasn't
Oh,
the rule book was not good.
Darker, darkest.
No, you know this game, Lance.
I.
Myth.
Oh yeah.
Myth. I never played
Myth.
that.
Yeah, no one
Oh,
played
yeah.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Everybody thought it was gonna be like the next
The
big
second
dungeon.
coming, yeah.
The second coming of, because it had great minis and it was gonna have like it was gonna be
It
like
had like a really interesting
Descent
turn.
2.0.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
it
by
was.
the time they got the
Oh,
revised rulebooks out, it was too
it
late.
never got re-released, right? Like with different rules or anything.
No, but the one company did buy it, and they finally did. They finally did make everybody whole. Everybody got their
Yeah.
stuff. I remember I got mine.
I got a
Um,
box of bags of minis.
yeah,
No
you got the
box.
same thing. I take it.
Just a big cardboard box. I threw it.
Yeah. You just threw it out. You didn't
I
keep the
gave it away.
minis.
I gave it
Oh,
away. I gave it away.
Yeah.
I didn't throw it away.
Yeah, that was the yeah, I mean that was they finally did it, right? They finally made it and
I
put
would
it out
almost
there.
rather not have it.
Yeah, I mean mine's in I keep thinking, maybe I'll use the minis for something. And I mean I
But the game
realize
was like the art was pretty good and like it just had something about it.
it had a lore, right? It had a
Yeah,
look.
it had
It
a
had
whole world. It was
it
more.
had a thing that it just when you saw it, you were like, that looks cool.
It does. It does. It still looks cool. I look at it now. I'm like, oh man, what could have been?
And then that company went, the guys who ran it were super nice. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I talked to them on, I mean, but yeah, they and I'm still friends with one of them on Facebook. But yeah, and then they MegaCon Games was what they were called. And they actually had a game called Emergence Event, which was a space kind of exploration, kind of 4X game, but not really, which was actually pretty good. I mean, it didn't set the world on fire, but it was fun. And then that one kind of vanished. And then they actually had set in the world of Myth, they had the Sadler brothers designed a cooperative game called Myth Dark Frontier, which I played and it was freaking amazing. And then like they did a Kickstarter for it, made almost nothing on it, and basically printed no overage on it whatsoever, and just delivered it to backers, and then we're done. But yeah, which is now I can pick up a copy for $35 on Board Game Geek.
Roads and
Dark
Boats.
Frontier.
Roads and Boats. I have a copy of that. Man, I haven't played that
It's like
in years.
$250 a copy right now.
I have my copy of Roads and Boats and etc.
Mhm.
And I don't think I'll ever play it again. Well, no, I mean teaching that game to somebody, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah. I feel the same way about teaching Root. I don't like to teach Root.
Yeah.
Hate teaching Root. I love Root, but I don't like teaching Root.
And at some point, you just gotta like say, this isn't. I mean, that's a game where it's like, oh, you want to play it? You need to know how to play.
Mhm.
Right.
And then I'll sit down and play Roads and Boats. I mean, do you want to have a real long time of us not talking to each other? Cool. Let's play Roads and Boats. I mean, it's kind of like Antiquity. Everybody talks about Antiquity being such an amazing game, but that's basically you and another person not talking to each other for 4 hours. I mean, and you only play that with 2 people. Anybody who ever sat down to play a game of Antiquity with more than 2 people just hates their life. Because that game takes forever.
I think I played that once.
It is, yeah.
Somebody was like, "Do you like splatter games?" And I was like, "I don't think I've ever played one." And they were like, "Sweet, let's play this."
Bus is the best one.
Well, no, I would say
love Bus.
the fast food one is the best.
I own that. I haven't played it yet, but I love the snot out of Bus.
Fast food whatever, fast food chain or whatever, that's good. I mean, and that's probably the most accessible.
Yeah.
of the things. Antiquity dies in all the upkeep of having to like, okay, determine the pollution, determine this, determine that, determine this. Yeah, 2 to 4.
I like bus because it puts you in that brain state like a town center did. Alvin Viard's town center. So,
I would need a gun to my head to play a 4-player game of Antiquity.
Hey,
that's the
Ollie.
one where like you have to put the graveyards in every turn, isn't it?
Yeah. Great Zimbabwe is pretty good by them too.
Indonesia, I've heard a lot of positive things about as well.
Before Food Chain Magnate came out, Indonesia was the most accessible of any of their games.
Oh my God, what are you attacking me with?
Oh, you guys are playing games while we're talking? That's great. Can't even pay attention.
Well, I was gonna ask him about this Alte game because I saw on my like local board game marketplace somebody's selling it for $20, and I'm like,
What is it?
Alte, Dawn of Civilization, something like that. Altai.
It's like a little deck builder or conquest game.
Yeah, I was like, it's probably worth
It's not
20.
bad, actually.
Maybe I should pick that up.
So
I
you
don't
can
know if
never
I'm-
play it
I'm
and
not
then
loving
eventually
it.
give it away?
It's okay. It's like I'm not loving it. It's a
Yeah,
little too much fighting.
It is
Which I'm
not
like,
loving it.
You got
It-
some of the best
I'm loving
fighting
it.
cards, so I'm like, you might as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you're forced to fight me. I don't see any
yeah,
reason why you wouldn't just try to plow me down every time
right. Instead of
instead of conquering your own places. I don't
right.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It
Because
does.
you're
It
you're
does
knocking
seem
my pieces off the board. I
right,
feel like that's the right move.
and then I take them.
Yeah,
It
take
does
'em.
seem very highly incentivized to do that.
Yeah.
So
Played about 20 games of Wizard Cup last night. That was
yeah,
pretty.
Wizards Cup. I played that.
What's Wizards Cup?
That's
we
the one
played
you
it.
didn't like.
Oh no, I
Yeah, we
liked it.
played it.
We
Yeah,
played it a fair amount, but we didn't think it had depth.
yeah. It was kind of like Challengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the depth
Yeah.
of it. I wanted more depth, which Challengers has,
Mhm.
in my opinion. I mean, it's a fine 20-minute game.
Yeah.
Did
But,
you see the game I just started up called the Itty Bitty Game?
Well, I'm not going to take my turn until I go watch it how to play. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I was just kind of like gonna meander through it.
Oh yeah. All right.
I don't know. It looks like a set collector.
I
I
can-
think. Oh, by the way,
Hmm.
the new content for
Oh,
Dead Cells is out.
is it up? Okay.
If we want to restore our game,
Heck yeah. I'm in.
I'll start it up again.
Okay. Sweet. I don't remember. Yeah. I'm sure I'll mess it up a few times before I remember how to
It
do it
won't
again.
matter.
Well, I suppose it's getting close to 1.
My eyes are drooping.
Are they?
Can't keep my eyes open.
If you happen to live in the United States, please don't blow off any of your fingers.
Oof, yeah.
Or if you do, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired.
Same.
Oh, the weekly album is a young man's game. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back next week. I think Aldi's trying to convince me to bust up the Gen Con night into 2 nights, but that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna hardcore it on July 23rd. Mark your calendars.
Hardcore.
We're gonna start as soon as we get like 3 people here. We're gonna start going through the list. We're gonna talk about the games that would interest us. And like I said, if you're a publisher whose name letter starts with a Q or later, I apologize for us not giving you any time. Nope, sucks. Moving on.
Quizzical Quartz Games.
Poor Quizzical Quartz games.
We'll never
We'll
get to
ne-
see their backpacks.
We'll never. That's a good one. You brought it full circle. But yeah. So I don't know. Everybody be good to each other.